Let's go. Good morning. Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show. My man, first one in line. Stewie girl, how are you? That's right. Happy Thursday, everybody. Good to see you here and happy a good afternoon. Dan, this is probably the latest I have started in the day. But you know what? It's either I cancel doing it altogether or I start off late. You pick your poison. Well, I decided to go ahead and start late. I've been doing a bunch of stuff this morning. Robert's been bugging me, thinking that I'm sleeping here, texting me and this and that. But no, I've just been doing other stuff. Okay, just bear with me. Oh, I didn't fix my. See, even I didn't even get to fix my little cross thing that I always fix on. It's funny. I wasn't gonna put it on. I have forgotten that I was gonna wear it. There's a few things that I'm trying out, guys. I'm always doing something. Okay, don't think that I'm over here just scratching my nuts. That's not That's not all we do. That's not all we do. But I do have my monitor set up. No, not you. Hey! Turn that shit down. We're already in, man. We're live. The audio guy, the audio guy is just this guy. I don't know, man. This very skittish. Uh, I think he doesn't want to work here anymore. That's what I think. Let's say, Robert, about time you woke up from your elder nap. Man, I'm telling you, man, I need some elder naps, man. I need my elderly naps. For show. For show, I need my elderly naps. More of the same, nothing new governor, maybe. Coat and tie, probably wearing some cargo shorts. Cray is he has this little fetish, these little dreams that just things that I'm over here in my boxers with a bunch of hearts and lips. No, I got my pants on. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to just put on the jacket on and things on. No, here's something that I learned in my life. Okay, I always believe that if I work for a company and there is a dress code for that company and I work from home, I always believe that you should shower, brush your teeth, eat your breakfast, whatever it is, right? And then dress up like you really are going to work out of your house, because it sets your mind into this work mode. It sets you up into a professional mode. Whatever job it is that you're representing, whatever industry, whatever dress code they have, if they have one, I always believe that not just dress the part, but sometimes I don't wear a suit. I'm a t-shirt guy, whatever. But I like to wear my suit sometimes. I told you guys I like suits, and I bought some. I bought a couple of cheap jackets like this. This one and the other one, you probably don't know the difference because there's a very light, distinguished shade of color. But then some of them you guys actually know for sure that they're different. But with that being said, yes, I have my dress, my slacks on and everything. No, I'm not going to show you on the camera. Now, if you see me outside doing my live, then you will see everything. But until then, I will leave it to your imagination what it looks like from the waist down. All right? Just keep your imagination open and make me look good in your imagination. Just happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Oh my gosh, guys. Today, my members, that one thing that I told you that I was waiting for, uh, it finally came, and I was able to take care of a lot of things that were stressing me out. Man, to God be the glory. Love you, my father. You know, it sucks when we're going through a hardship, when we're going through some hard times, emotional, pains and conflicts in relationships, and you got to go through all these things in life. Nothing is perfect. Even rich people have really a lot of bad moments. I will tell you this. I'll be honest with you. I'll give you my heart. I will be honest with you. If I was rich, if I become a millionaire, of course I want to have a nice house. You have to understand this, okay? I have learned to live by the means that I have. And when there is lack of, I cut a lot of things to live a very, very basic, minimalist life. But if I had the opportunity to get something nice, I would. For example, here, let me give you an example. For doing this show, right? This. I really love doing this. Believe it or not, I really love doing this. I can tell you, if I was a millionaire, I would definitely have a room for each one of my kids and maybe a couple of rooms or a guest house, separately, a guest house so that I can host people, if they come over to where I live. Now, the reason why I said I will host people is because the place that I would build this on, you would want to come. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said is, I have this thing, like maybe I can have like I don't know, maybe a 3-story house. So 3-story in a way of, down basement, and then second floor, kitchen, living room, dining room, and guest bathroom, right? That's it. That's it. Just a guest bathroom, a couple extra closets, laundry room, etc. And then on the third floor, I will have all the bedrooms for my wife, my kids, whatever, right? That's what I will have. But in the basement, I want to be able to have a very light controlled room. Guys, listen, I'm just giving you what's inside this little brain of mine, okay? And I would like to have certain like sets, right? Pre-built sets. Not like huge like Hollywood, but like for example, right? You guys know my background here. I would like to be able to swap it out. I would like to be able to, make it look like I went to a whole different room, and just have different setups. And this is what I just dream of. This is what my greediness, if I was a millionaire, will bring. Okay, this is just for me personally. Of course, I want to have nice couches. I got to have the big fridge and the freezer, all the good stuff, right? All the good stuff. But I have decorations that I want. I want some neon signs. I want this. I want that. I want plants. I want this. I want monitors. I want, projectors. I want all kinds of stuff just for me. And that is my toys. I want the latest cameras, the digital this, the best microphones. Oh, my God. I want to have like 6 monitors, even though I only need 3 or 2. I want to do all these things. But even after getting all of that, even after getting a nice truck or an extra car to drive around and cruise or whatever, even after getting all of that, having my family, I would be complete and I would just be like, oh my God, I got everything. I can tell you right now, I would be happy. I'd be very thankful, absolutely very thankful. But I wouldn't be completely happy. Because even though I know that there is problems in the world, I'm still going to enjoy my time. I'm still going to enjoy my family. I'm still going to enjoy my vacation. Absolutely, 100%. That's not enough. You see, you got to have a purpose in life. And my purpose, besides taking care of my family and having what I want, what I need really, right? I got to be able to give back to my community. Not because, this is the best way to make it look like I'm a good guy. No. Not because I want people to say, oh my God, this Dennis guy, wow, he just helps everybody. No. No. The reason why I want to do that is because I'm a selfish man. I'm a very selfish man. I take so much pleasure on seeing others succeed. That's why I do it. Because it makes me feel good. Being able to give someone in need makes me feel good. That's why I do it. I do it for my own reasons. There has been thousands of people that I have given food and clothing. Thousands, hundreds of thousands. You wouldn't think so, because I am not a rich guy. I'm not a millionaire. But I can tell you this. The feeling of giving, man, Jesus Christ was right. Giving is how we receive. And I can tell you, man, that's what it's all about for me. If God gives me everything that I need and everything that I want, well, thanks. All glory be to him. But he knows my heart. He knows my thoughts. Let it be God's will of what's going to happen. But I can tell you something. Mr. Mikey knows. I had a conversation with Mr. Mikey while I was down in Hawaii. By the way, I am trying to convince my wife to go with me to Hawaii in a couple of weeks. Just 1 week. Just 1 week in Hawaii with my wife. Just 1 week. Not even a week. 5 days. 5 days in Hawaii with my wife. That's it. I'm trying to convince her. I want to take her right now, this month. But I don't know, man. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to. Anywho, I'm very grateful to God. I really am. And I encourage you, when you do something for anybody, do it without expecting anything in return from that person. I have helped hundreds of thousands of people, and not once do I expect them to say thank you. Not once. You know the old saying, oh, it's nothing. Well, I am just happy and satisfied to see that you appreciate it. That's it. Because that makes me feel special. That makes me feel like I did something nice. You know what I mean? The thank you, that's like frosting on the cake. You know, that's extra. But to see your smile, to see your heart being thankful and being happy and appreciative, that lights up my world. It really does. It's just like at work. You know, I want to get paid, of course, right? That's why I work. But I also want to feel appreciated, because I'm a selfish guy. I need to feel appreciated. In a way, I do expect something in return, right? But the thing that I expect something in return is to see it in you, and then let that reflect from you onto me, and that's a blessing. Anywho, with that being said, let me go ahead and say hello to my brothers and my sisters here in the chat. Stewie girl, big hug to you. Robert, ignore Robert. I already say hello to him. Always bugging me on my phone anyway. I'm just kidding, big bro. Love to you, man. Love to you. By the way, Rush Babe is not watching this live because she normally watches my lives if I do it in the afternoon. But Rush Babe, I am trying to plan I might not. No, I still have to do the live because I have to take my wife to work. But I am trying to plan a trip. I don't know if I am going to spend the night in Eastern Washington, but I do want to make a trip to Eastern Washington, and I want to go have lunch or dinner with Rush Babe and her kids. And, well, you know, they're grown up, but her kids. And I've been wanting to do that for a while, so maybe I'll plan a weekend. Maybe I'll grab some sort of hotel or motel or whatever. Maybe I'll sleep in my car. If I go by myself, I'll probably sleep in my car. But, you know, I want to go back to the waterfall that I showed you members yesterday on the members live only at Palouse Falls here in Washington State. I want to go back there around this time, see what it looks like. If it's raining, there might be more water, maybe more greenery instead of the yellow, dry grass, etc. And I'll be able to finally go that way. Robert, and that's a big if I have time, I will make a drive to your place so that we can go ahead and have a lunch or a dinner as well. I don't promise, but because got to get back to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's not gonna be a vacation sort of thing. I have to make sure my kids are taken care of, the wife, etc. Right? So all that goes in there. But anyway, that's just a side announcement going up here in the future. I'm just so excited, man, that God blessed me enough to be able to take care of some of the things that were stressing me out. And today I am free at last. So Mr. Mike is going to be getting something special today. Let me see. Who else do we got in here? Brian, what's up? BCJ is in here. You're invited to my wedding. BCJ, I don't do gay weddings. I'm sorry, brother. I don't do gay weddings. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just playing. I'm sure you're not gay. Even if you were, I would still come if I could. But you live on the other side of the country, and money talks. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate that, man. Well, congratulations on your wedding. Hopefully that's for real. Congratulations, and I wish you the best. I'll tell you this: if you buy my plane ticket, just that, I'll pay for everything else. I'll do your wedding for free. This is just one of the lenses that I use. I use all the 3 other lenses, but I'll do your wedding for free if you're for real. That's at least $3,500 savings, by the way. It's nice. It's nice. Charlie, message retracted. I don't know what he said. I do know, but, you don't want to show it. You don't want to show it. Dog said, Trump, here we go. Trump is the false light and is most likely the Antichrist. I don't think you know what he's talking about. No human being on earth can nor will fix the issues here. Talk to your socialist Democrats friends. The one who pretends to do so is the Antichrist. Well. How about socialist Democrats saying that President Trump thinks he's a king, and yet they have their freedoms. Yet they can say all that, and nothing happens to them. If he was truly king, there would be no Democratic Party. And we would just get rid of every single one of you guys. But that's not how it works, is it? Anywho, this is not about Democrat Republicans. Just so you know, when you hear me saying Democrats, we are talking about the fake Democrats who are the corrupted politicians and those who deny everything that we're doing just because they have TDS. Yes, Trump derangement syndrome, but it's also the Dennis Herrera show. Oh, man. Jason Beatrice in the house. What's going on, brother? Let's see. I already changed you, updated you, so you're good. Man, I'm so excited today, man. I am excited today. Herman Vasquez, how you doing, man? Herman Vasquez, you better behave today. The name sounds familiar. It sounds like somebody that was trolling me yesterday. Oh, man. Trump's Meet the Press interview was cringe. I think he was right. Trump was 100% right. I'm going to tell you, we'll get there, man. We'll build up to it. Don't think that I'm going to be reading your comments the whole time. I'm giving you, these are the freebies of today. My man. Call me Willie because I'm on the road again. I got you, Slick Willie. Slick Willie on the road again. Man, drive safe, brother. Drive safe. Let's see. No, I'm going to look at something else. Who else do we have in here? Donnell Hall says gas is 327. Son of a gun. Must be on a Republican red state. It is what it is, guys. Hey, listen. You can pick a party. That's fine. I don't like to pick a party, but I can say I'm independent. I can say I'm independent to dodge the bullet. But the reality is that it doesn't matter. What matters is that we are Americans and that we should all be fighting for our country together, not against each other. What you don't understand is, and it sounds like we have this like fight between us, right? We're just being so violent and hateful towards the left. No, it's not that. It's like the left. It's like that one kid. I don't know if you ever complained to your parents when you were growing up, right? Why are you always telling me what to do? Well, because you never do it. So you got to keep being told. Your son, this is going to be your chores. When you get up, you're going to fix your room. You're going to clean, make your bed. And then you're going to take the garbage out every morning or every afternoon, whenever it is. If you don't do it, hey, go make your bed. Go make your bed. Clean your room. Clean your room. Why are you always telling me? Because you don't do it. That's how the leftards are. That's how the people on the left are. It doesn't matter what guidance we give them. It doesn't matter what proof we give them. They just don't listen. They're just us when we were bad and we didn't want to do what our mother and our parents told us to do. You know what I mean? They're just lazy people. They just never grew up. They never grew up. They stay like Peter Pan. They stay like Peter Pan. Never wanted to grow up. All right, Jason, Beatrice, Magic Man in the house. I think I got all my people in here. Well, there's a lot of other members that are not here, but at least my my good and faithful ones are already here. Now, I have a clip already. Where do we start off? Let me see. Man, thousands of illegals and fraudsters getting government housing aid. What? No way, man. I've been saying that for a long time, but they always say I'm lying, I'm wrong, this and that, and whatever. We'll listen to see what they say. I also say that socialist Democrats are cheating on the elections. I also mention that, they were paying people to fraudulently claim that they are somebody that they're not. And they were doing this, people were signing, paid things out for the ballots and voting. They said, Dennis, you're lying. Oh, lies. Oh, this guy is always spewing bullshit all the time. Well, I got a video for that as well. Then we also have, this crazy lady. She says, Debbie Lesko says the cameras caught election equipment removal. What? They wouldn't do that. Because I said they did. But everybody says that I'm just lying. Every socialist Democrat come onto my channel and say, lies. This guy is spewing bullshit. Always lying. Well, I got a video for you so that we can watch it together and see what kind of BS that is. I also have, now this is Nick Freitas, and Freitas or Freitas, I don't know. Nick Freitas is how it's spelled to me. That's how I read it. I'm going to show you just the introduction to his live. We're not going to watch it. It's live. But it's going to be from Nick Freitas. And it says, this is how Seattle debates with Turning Point USA and people like Dennis in the Dennis Herrera show. We will also watch that. Now, Fox says, you are welcome, Mandani, because Homan is doubling down on historic ICE search. ICE, ICE, baby. Doom, 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 doom. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, bang. Vanilla Ice. By the way, Vanilla Ice, what an American guy, what a patriot. Love Vanilla Ice. He is not backing down from representing the American people, and I can't wait to watch him do his jiggy, jiggy, jiggy. Let's see, what else we got? Let's see, President Trump is going to be signed. Well, he already signed it about not too long ago. He's going to sign the Secure the America Act, which is going to be about $70 billion, I believe, that is going to be used to keep protecting our border crisis that we can still have. And I believe that it's going to take us maybe to 29. I don't remember the date, but we'll find out. And then, of course, you guys already know this, but we lost an Apache over there by the Strait of Hormuz. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Some drone went and hit one of our Apaches. It didn't explode, but it did catch on fire. And the pilots had to set the chopper down on the ocean. I'm going to tell you right now. Iran, if I'm President Trump, Iran would be done. I don't give a shit what the Congress says. We need to get rid of Congress, by the way. They will pay, because hell will send upon them from the sky. I will annihilate and destroy them completely. There will be no trace of any of them. And yes, I would say, Allah is a fake God. How about that? Man, that's crazy. Here is an interesting story. Now, this is not something that we're going to go into, but I really like the title. Get this. President Sheinbaum from Mexico. Love it how a lot of Mexicans, they're so proud of their Mexican president. First female, shut the hell up. That's the problem, isn't it? That is the problem. This damn DEI retards. Guess what? She is going to shut down. She's going to shut down the schools for the World Cup. That's right. Screw the kids' education. We got a FIFA World Cup to worry about. Paul Salsi in the house. Janice, how are you? Good to see you on here. All the libtards are yawning on the chat. That's right. That's right. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our first clip of the day. And this one is going to be thousands of illegals and fraudsters getting government housing aid. All the illegal immigrants, they don't like me when I bring this up. They always say that I'm lying. And those naive socialist Democrats whom we called libtards because, well, nothing wrong with being liberal in my opinion, but they're so retarded because what they believe doesn't work. So they come into the Dennis Herrera show and says, they always say, oh, Dennis is lying. Okay, all right. Traitor, coconut. Hey, buddy, it don't matter how hard you try. You ain't white. Well. I'll tell you what. I waited about 25 years, but I finally got my white privilege card, and bam! White privilege card right here, buddy. Right here. White privilege card. Let's go. Every black man can have one of these. Every Chinese can have one of these. Any brown Hispanic or light Hispanic, we can all get the white privilege card. Get yours today by obeying the law and applying for it. Eat your hearts out, suckers. With that being said, man, happy Thursday. It is Thursday, ain't it? It feels like a Thursday. Is it just Wednesday? Oh, man. Hump day! Hump day! Middle of the week, man. Man, I'm so excited. I lost a whole day. I lost a whole day because I'm too damn excited. Man, I wish I felt like this every day, man. It's so good to be able to just take care of business. You know what I'm saying? Take care of business, man. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and bring in a little bit of Fox because we know the Socialist Democrat, everybody on the left, they have this fetish called Fox. They love it. They cannot get enough of Fox News. I tell you what, man, one day they're going to bring me on Fox and I'm going to have a hard time doing some censoring talk. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding. When I talk in public, I actually talk different. You have to understand something. This is the Dennis Herrera Show. This is my show. I am Dennis Herrera. And here, I am the king. As the train man from the Matrix says, in this area, this place here that I built, I am God. Little G God, because, God, there's only one God, really. I'm a little G God. Anyways, go ahead, sister. Tell us what you got.
For Americans right now, and some of it has to do with civil rights and some of the things that they're touching, is the cost of housing. And the Trump administration is making a housing central issue in his affordability push. Housing and Urban Development Secretary Scott Turner is leading that charge. The secretary has honed in on a severe problem for Americans who are seeking help and affordable housing. It's a loophole that gives families with illegal immigrants federal housing that could go to U.S. citizens. It doesn't. Secretary Turner says he will close that loophole and free up HUD funding to help American families in need. And according to HUD data, just to give you an example, nearly 200,000 tenants have not proven they qualify for the government assistance that they are getting. And the point that you'll hear the secretary make is they're not even asked to qualify whether or not they're U.S. citizens in this country. They don't have to show anything. They just show up with their relatives and on the sneak and fraud stay in that housing that American citizens should get.
What?
And there are some 24,000 illegals, or fraudsters, as I call them, taking up thousands of homes. In focus with me now, Scott Turner, Housing and Urban Development Secretary. Great to see you. So first of all, you're rolling this out. Talk to me about the loophole.
Well, great to be with you here. So this is a new proposed rule from HUD where you talk about the mixed status loophole. During the Biden administration, tens of millions of illegal aliens came across our borders unchecked, unvetted, and because of that, it put a great strain on our housing market, made the costs go up. American taxpayer dollars are meant to be for American people only. We prioritize under President Trump American people. And so when you have illegals that are living inside of HUD-funded housing, they're taking homes from the American people that actually need them and that are here legally. And so what we did, we put out this new proposed rule to close this loophole down, said, listen, you have to show verification that you are an American citizen if you want to live in HUD-funded housing. Yep. The mixed status came because others came and said, well, we have one, quote unquote, legal person living in the home, so others would come, cousins, relatives, friends, and associates.
But not legally.
But not legally, and said, hey, I do not contend my immigration status. And so that's how you get the mixed status loophole. And so we closed that because American money goes to American people and American people only.
Got it. We have a lot to get to, so I'm going to get to this. HUD is also focusing on the Federal Opportunity Zones program to expand home ownership, and those zones give tax breaks for building in underdeveloped areas. Mr. Secretary, you have been visiting some of these most successful zones because you started this in President Trump's first term. And we have some of the pictures here from Idaho to North Carolina to Green Bay, Wisconsin. President Trump signed this program into law nearly a decade ago, and the administration says they've created more than 500,000 jobs, lifted more than 1 million Americans out of poverty, and the president also signed an order in March cutting red tape for even more affordable housing. Real quickly, tell me what's next in this program.
So with the working family tax cuts, the One Big Beautiful bill, if you will, it has made opportunity zones now permanent. The first iteration was transformative, as you alluded to the stats. There are 1 million people living out of poverty, hundreds of thousands of jobs, 400,000 new housing units. So we're very excited for Opportunity Zones 2.0 to bring transformation for new job creation, new housing for the American people with an emphasis on rural development.
Now, I understand that this is bipartisan. You say that, in fact, you've been helping Democrats in their cities probably more than Republicans in terms of some of the mayors and governors you're talking to.
Well, when you think about poverty, poverty doesn't have a party. Housing doesn't have a party.
Right.
When you go into these cities across America, opportunity zones are in the most distressed, under-resourced places in our country, urban, tribal, and rural. And I have not had one instance going into these cities, some that are led, most that are led by Democrat mayors. When you have poverty, you want a solution. When you have blight and dilapidated downtowns, you want a solution. And so opportunity zones are a great public-private partnership, transcending party lines, transcending politics to help the American people achieve the American dream.
All right, well, part of that covers homelessness, and the Los Angeles mayor's race has put homelessness back into the national spotlight. We should always be concentrating on it, but in California they're dealing with a lot of it. Spencer Pratt torched incumbent Mayor Karen Bass over her handling of the crisis. Pratt failed to advance to the runoff. However, Bass and her progressive opponent, Nithya Raman, will still have to answer for the rampant homelessness in America's second largest city. We do know it's not just California, though. We're seeing cities across the nation struggle with growing homeless populations. Cities like New York City, Chicago, and again, back to California, because there's so many of them. It's not just LA, it's San Francisco, too. Your department, Mr. Secretary, reported nearly 750,000 homeless people in this country as of last January. That's up 27% since 2013. What's happening? So
since 2013, the Housing First model has been a failed model. Housing First has created a homelessness industrial complex. What does this mean? Warehousing poverty, warehousing homelessness. We want to have a different paradigm shift. We don't want to award people just because you have many people inside of a warehouse that are homeless. We want to have success say not the number of units filled, but people moving out of homelessness to self-sufficiency. Housing First is a failed model. We want to focus on transition, getting people transformed, healed, and back to a life of self-sufficiency. So we're not funding programs, we're funding people and results.
Okay, real quickly, how do you do it?
We do it step by step, and you have to make the hard decisions. You have to care about the American people, like President Trump, America first. We don't want to just warehouse people. We want to get people healed, transformed, and back to a life of self-sufficiency.
So you'll purpose money not just to the buildings, but through these transformation type programs to keep people on their way.
Exactly. There's been record funding, over $4 billion for our continuum of care program, and yet there's been record homelessness. We have to switch the play. That play is not working. This is a new play. Not just permanent supportive housing, but transition housing and wraparound services.
Secretary Turner, thank you. We had a lot of breaking news.
But they say I'm lying. Let's get a couple of things straight up. First of all, Big Floyd, welcome back, my friend. Tanya, big sis, big hug, big kiss for you. Started off late today because, I wanted to let you get some sleep time in. I'm just kidding. James Patterson, how are you, my Washingtonian brother? Good to see you on here, man. While I agree with you, that is bullshit, because I do believe that, parties, do have a hand in all this poverty and all the bad things that happen. But in reality is, let's be honest, both parties are guilty of this. So technically, it's not really a party thing. It is an issue that we have politicians that they forget who they work for. We got politicians that are career politicians. They're not real Americans trying to look out for the best for the American people. That's the problem. All right, now that I addressed that, here's the thing. When we say that Democrats are cheating on the election, the first thing that people say on the left is like, oh my God, prove it. There's no proof. President Trump is crazy. Shut the hell up. Use your common sense. Think about it. Think about it. If President Trump and the Republicans were cheating the election, as I'm telling you, man, that the left brain is just, I don't know what the hell is wrong with these people. If President Trump and the Republicans were trying to cheat, why the hell would they fight so hard to make sure the elections are legit? I just don't get it. It makes complete sense to me. I know the truth. I have some common sense. There is, oh my God, this is so good. Karen Bass. Basura. We get it. We get it. She's done a horrible job. Every Democrat has. About 99% of Democrats have. They're corrupted politicians. They're garbage. Unfortunately, Karen Bass cares more about Cuba and Africa than she does about Los Angeles. And then you have this socialist Indian who nobody knows who the hell she is. Nobody knew until she came into these little debates. She cried. She accepted defeat. She lost. All of a sudden, let's just go ahead and wait the overnight thing. All of a sudden, thousands of votes come in just for her. She was in third place. See, Democrats don't even know how to cheat. They focus solely on bringing her back just enough to beat Pratt. Now, I want to tell you, Californians, and I am going to tell you right now, something is going to happen here in Washington State. I hope that I'm right. We're about to have a recall on the governor of Washington State and hopefully the mayor. They have been abusing the American people. They have been looking at the American people like a bunch of baboons, like a bunch of bozos, clowns. Like a bunch of retard animals. And they have been looking at illegal foreigners as their constituents, as their priorities. When I went to vote, I had to use my Washington State license or ID to be able to vote. I have my passport with me. No problem. It is my American duty to show them that I showed up. Not somebody else, but I showed up. And I prove my identification with my passport and my license. Democrats would always play the racist card, but doggone it, they are the racist of the racist. Man, there's so much to unpack. I'm going to go ahead and leave some of the details out just for a little bit because I want to get to this. People registered to vote, listen to this, with debit cards. A debit card has a name on it. That doesn't mean that is me. They were able to register to vote with gym memberships. Bruh, you can't make this up. You can't make it up. Do you understand what they're doing to your country, Americans? Do you understand what's happening? See, they are abusing your humanitarian spirit. They're abusing your kindness. Because to evil people, kindness is actually a weakness. And they exploit it. They don't care about you. Americans, you gotta defend yourself. You gotta show up. You gotta go make the 5-hour line. Vote. in person. Get the wheelchair out and go vote. Get them crutches. Bring somebody to bring a chair for you. You got to show up. You got to go vote in person. Make sure that nobody is stealing your vote. If you don't want to, if you want to use the excuse of, oh, it's so hard for me to go, I can't make it, just know that somebody else can grab your ballot and make it theirs. Do you understand why it's important? You gotta try. You gotta do your darnest to go vote in person. Make sure your vote is counted. Whoo, man. Unbelievable. I told you so. I told you they were going to cheat. I told you. Every Republican supporting Pratt, and a lot of Democrats are supporting Pratt. They went and harvest ballots. They went and paid junkies, homeless, $2, $4, $5 per ballot to sign. They do it all the time. And nobody really thinks that something fishy has happened on the elections. Really? Let me clarify something to you. The DOJ has asked every state, every governor, to release the voter rolls. All the Democrats said no. You know why? Why do you think that they said no? What was the reason? I know you guys do. What was the reason that the Democrats said, no, we are not releasing the voter rolls? Are you crazy? What do you think the reason was? I know you know. Come on, put it on the chat. I got about a 10-second delay in some of you guys. Put it on the chat. What did they say? What did they say was the reason why they don't want to release voter rolls? Oh, you're going to love this one. You ready? Somebody put it in the chat. Come on, guys. Help me out. Oh, this coffee is so good, bro. I don't think people can piss me off today. This is good. I am so happy today. Today, all the libtards can cuss at me. No big deal today. Emotions are in check. Spirits are very high. There's no way they can trigger me with some libtard shit. So close, so close. Yes, but that's not it. Come on, expand on that. Expand on that, Teddy. And good to see you, brother. Thank you for being in here. Appreciate you, man. Big hug from Washington State, all the way at the distance. Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to open the lines. That for sure, for sure. Well, maybe. I'll probably forget. Yeah, Democrats cheat, protect illegals. Come on, guys. Give me something that Democrats think is legit to tell us that we know is a lie. Let me give you a hint. Privacy. Privacy. Oh, man. That's the reason. That's the reason why they don't want to give the voter rolls. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let me hit you with a little something, something. Ready? Who is in charge? Who is in charge of immigration? God, come on, somebody. Lay it on me. Who is in charge of immigration? Constitutionally, Who is in charge of immigration? Oh, here comes the illegals. Here comes the illegals. Here comes the mojados. Ah, man. Come on. Facts. Facts. Who is in charge of immigration? That's right. The federal government. Yeah. Who issues Social Securities? That's right. The federal government. Yeah. Man, who does the IRS work for? Oh, that's right. The federal government. Who does the post office work for? Oh, that's right. The federal government. If you want to open a bank account, what do you need? ID. License. How do you get a license? If you are here visiting 3 months to 6 months, you do not get a license. Because the passport that you carry says that you're only here temporary. So you don't get a state license, nor do you get a state ID. The white privilege card is only given to those who earn it, who do it the right way. Some of them still cheat, but for the most part, that's who it belongs to. If you apply for a credit card, can you apply for a credit card? Can you open a bank account? Can you use your membership, gym membership, with a debit card with no ID? Can you buy tobacco? Can you buy alcohol? Can you do anything without ID? Can you travel? Can you buy a car? Under the table, sure. You need an ID and license for everything. And the bullshit that the Socialist Democrats say that is because of privacy issues, bullshit. Yeah, your privacy, the corrupted government's privacy. That's whose privacy they're defending, not the American people. Federal government knows everything about us. They even know what your pee smell like this morning. Illegal immigrants are voting. It's a fact. You know how you prove me wrong? You want to know how you prove me wrong? You don't prove me wrong by asking me, do you have evidence? Shut the hell up. You prove me wrong by showing me the voting rolls. Yeah, that's how you prove me wrong. Show me the voter rolls. Release the voter rolls. Every libtard out there, release the Epstein files. Epstein files. Oh my God, the Epstein files. Oh boy. Why don't we start off with showing why don't we show this video from Debbie Lesko before we get to the next one. It's a 3-minute clip, it looks like. All right, let's go ahead and show this before we get to the next one. Here we go. Release the voter rolls. I'm telling you something, man. Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show, where I am hated every day by the Socialist Democrats and the libtards because I tell them the truth and they cannot handle the truth. Prove it. Oh, man. Oh, man. You know, when I get pulled over by a police officer and he says, show me your license. Hey, I have a license. He doesn't go, oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, I believe you. But my Beretta don't. I don't just tell the cop. I don't just say, hey, Mr. Officer, I'm a citizen and I have a license. That is enough for you to know. If you don't believe me, well, here is a debit card. Look at that. Also, here is my membership badge at the gym. You see that? That's my picture right there. Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry, it doesn't have a picture, but you know, it's there, trust me. But I do have a license. And the police officer doesn't just look at my debit card and my gym membership and says, oh, Dennis, I apologize. Sir, I apologize. I believe you. I believe that you are a citizen and that you have a license. But my Beretta doesn't. So what I got to do, I got to bust out with my license. And I just got to say, bam! There's my license right there, sir. Yeah, check it out. And then I proved my point. I proved that I have a license. I proved that I am who I say that I am. Simple. That's how you shut me up. You want to call me a liar when I'm sniffing bullshit? I sniff cheating, lies, socialist Democrats. Disguise, communists disguised as Democrats. I got to be able to question it. I got to be able to say, hey, listen, something doesn't seem right here. Something doesn't smell right. Something doesn't sound right. And if I have those questions, as an American citizen, it is my constitutional right to question it and to demand accountability from the government. California is cheating like Washington, like Oregon, like New York. There are a bunch of morons over there. But they still cheated, I'm sure. There's nothing more obvious than California and Washington State. I will tell you that right now. Woo! Let's go. All right. Let's get to our next clip.
This is just kind of insane.
That was Maricopa County Supervisor Debbie Lesko. She was describing what county security cameras caught this spring as the results of a local Tempe election were being counted up.
Well, what I saw on video was Justin Heap's chief information officer taking an election machine out of an election building, putting it in what seems to be a private truck, hauling it off over to the recorder's office.
Lesko said a pre-tabulation scanner was then taken up an elevator before it was returned about an hour later.
And what's even worse is they took ballots, like envelopes, out of a locked area. We don't know what they did with them. We don't know why he took this machine. We don't know what happened to it.
Lesko and the board then sought advice from the county attorney. They said the machine could no longer be used because it's unknown what the recorder's office did with it. So they bought a new scanner last month for $70,000.
Wait a minute. What was the lady's name? There was a lady that touched a machine. She is currently in jail for touching this machine. They do all of this and nobody's going to jail? Where is your social justice, socialist Democrats? You libtards. You're a bunch of retards. Not retards. I'm insulting the retards. You are a bunch of rats. Lying snakes. You're a bunch of vipers. The moment that somebody shares the truth, you jump out like a jumping bean on a hot frying pan. You make me sick. Sick, I tell you.
Dollars in taxpayer money. The incident also led to an internal and criminal investigation.
What do you say to Heap who claims, well, this was the recorder's equipment? It was paid for with recorder money. It's his.
Who does this kind of stuff? Who, after being said, you know, this equipment belongs to the election department,
Yeah.
who just comes out and takes something, doesn't get authority to do it, there's no authorization.
Heap has asked the courts to step in. Just yesterday, he requested they end the criminal investigation and block any prosecution of workers involved in taking the scanner and ballots.
And I want to be really clear.
Hold on, S.A. And what did they do to the Republican lady? Somebody put the name down. I forgot what her name was. I apologize. I wasn't ready for that. They went all out. The lady is still in jail for calling out the fraud going on the voting machine. They call Trump a Nazi. They call us Nazi, the Gestapo. Bunch of retards. Mostly Hispanics are in the ICE department. Minorities are the majority in the ICE department. All these illegal and criminals. Just because your cousin and your abuelita is illegal, it doesn't make it right to be illegal in this country. Respect the law. I hope your children give you as much respect to you as you give it to the law of the United States of America. You filth. Cerotes. You guys are shit. Stink up the whole place. It's unbelievable. The truth just destroys these demons. And all they can do is yell out and lies, lies. Well, we're not stupid. Tina Peters, thank you, Robert. Tina Peters. They said President Trump and the Republicans are a bunch of Nazis. And they were out there with their pitchforks and all the fire and everything, and they're all just burning down the cities. Destroying property. Hurting people. We can't have that in this country. Oh, the Nazis, Nazis, Nazis. Well. What do they say now about an actual Nazi running as a Democrat for a Senate position? Oh, well, you know, that was in his past. Everybody is able to rehabilitate. You can bring up the past. That's insane. The hypocrisy. It just ticks me right off. Americans, don't be stupid. This is your country. Stand up for your rights. Get out and vote. These sons of bitches are lying to you out their teeth. And the only reason why it looks like they are having this majority push and help. You guys ready for this? I'm about to drop out some truth. You may have heard this before if you've been coming to my show, but you may not have. Let me tell you something that is going to make your panties drop. That was a bad analogy. But I'm going to tell you some truth that's going to shock you. $22 million illegal immigrants can fill the population of about 34 states. Believe it or not. And that, my friends, is one of the reasons why they don't want to force proof of citizenship and ID. Hey, Tough Riley, calm down, S.A. If I tell you that I'm an American citizen, would you believe me? If you say yes without me proving it, you're a fucking idiot. You are a fucking idiot. Lucky for me, I got my white privilege card. Bam! And that proves that I am an American. That I am an American citizen. Sergeant Sierra, how are you, sir? Hope you're doing better and you are healing just good. Just great, actually. I remember when I was living down in North Carolina, Charlotte. I lived down there for a few months. Hey, Jeff, how are you? There was a line of illegal immigrants coming from New York and from other states because those states would not give them an ID because they were illegal immigrants. Isn't that crazy? From New York? I thought, welcome all illegal immigrants. They will go to North Carolina. Now, this is what happens. They go to certain cities and states because the system is so far behind, it doesn't really communicate with other states. So if they were wanted for a murder, nobody knows. There was no real national security guides to say you need this in order to get an ID. And so a lot of illegal immigrants did that. How do I know? I was there, but I wasn't illegal like them. Nonetheless, I am living proof that it happens. How would you like it if I just moved in to your place? Huh? What would you say to me if I moved into your house? What will you do to me? I'm going to move right into your house. I'm going to eat your food. Don't worry, I'll mow your lawn. What would you do to me? Now, don't be a liar now. I know what the answer is. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't try to pull my leg. Because if the answer is what I think you're going to tell me, I got some people that need some housing, if you're willing to. Everything is fine until it touches your actual home, doesn't it? Now, I'll move on to my next point. I've proven to you, Californians, the corrupted government is cheating on the election. But don't worry, there's more. But I've already proven it to you. Socialist Democrats like to talk about Trump and the administration. Oh my God, the gas prices. Oh my God, the unemployment. Oh my God, the housing unaffordable crisis. Blame Trump. And yet, they are the only retards that believe in open borders. Massive illegal immigration has come into our country. Hundreds out of millions. Over 20 million illegal immigrants. Hundreds of thousands of jobs gone from the American population. Gone. Where do you think these people are going to live? Housing is gone. And when housing is gone, high demand with low supply, well, what the hell is the outcome of that formula? These people think we're stupid. I can't wait to run for governor. I'm dead serious. I can't wait. if they were really serious about fixing the economy in this country, they would get rid of every single illegal immigrant out of this country. And you retards on the left, the first thing you're going to say, oh my God, and who's going to do your yard? Who's going to clean the toilets? You racist sons of bitches. That's not all we're good for. You racist sons of bitches on the left. You're even supporting a racist, a Nazi, an actual Nazi, to run with the Democratic Party. We have a Democratic group who is actually saying Trump is racist and Nazi and the Gestapo and all this stuff, and they are the ones supporting the KKK. They are the ones supporting racism. And the saddest thing, and the thing that pisses me off the most, is that the one group who claims to have been affected the most because of slavery, they are the ones paying Nazis. And they blamed President Trump so that they can make money. Don't be a fool. You got to see the truth for what it is. We're not stupid. Don't you be stupid. Think about it. Put your emotions aside and use your common sense. This country was doing just fine before 20 million illegal immigrants invaded us under the administration of Biden, aka Digital Pen. We get rid of them, same shit. We are still a good economical country. And people complained about unemployment. There is thousands of jobs out there right now. Imagine you get rid of illegal immigrants who are taking jobs right now. You say nobody's going to do them because they're dirty. They're for low-class people. That is racist. I know Americans who are out there caught in the grass. You see the videos. They even help people that can't maintain the yard in their houses. They make their money with the YouTube and TikTok videos. They go out there and they clear up all this crazy outgrown grass and weeds and everything. White people. Architects. Roofers. Construction workers, tapers, framers, Americans. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking white people because you're racist. I said American people. Let me show you how racist you are on the Democratic Party, or that they are if you're not. Did you see the difference? I see Americans. I know you heard white. I see Americans working in the sewer, working in the yards, being cooks, dishwashers, Americans, servers, housekeeping, Americans. The racist mentality when we say get rid of every single illegal immigrant, the first thing that racist people think of is brown people. So fuck you and your racism. America. to be an American citizen, permanent, green card, resident alien. You are you have permanent domicile here in the States, but you're an alien because you come from another land. If I put extraterrestrial alien, that is extraterrestrial, that's out of this earth, from another land. Or another land from another planet. There's a big difference. The retards on the left, they think that aliens means little green man with big eyes. That's not aliens. That's extraterrestrial aliens. When people hear the word UFO, they think aliens. See, this is how retarded you are on the left. And if you are not on the left, thank goodness you're here. Unidentified flying object. I can throw a frisbee up in the air and nobody knows what the hell it is. It's a UFO. But the moment that people hear UFO, oh my God, the spaceship, oh, the aliens are coming in. It's a misconception, isn't it? See, I like to do critical thinking. I like to use common sense. Stop changing the meaning of things. If I say I'm gay, I'm gay. Stop calling me homosexual. That's not what gay means. Facts. Nope, I trust my muds to do their job. Let me tell you why I trust my muds to do their job. Now, I tell them to stop blocking people. I trust my muds to do their job because I want people here who want to listen to the truth. Not come over here and make some dumbass arguments. And it's okay if you disagree with me, you argue with me. But when I'm showing you facts, when I'm giving you common sense arguments and you're still saying that I'm lying, that's right, Suey Pipe. Gay is happy. Word salad, baby. I can say it. Where are the facts the left think that? They do, man. But anyways, let's go ahead and finish this clip because we got more to go.
Here, we reached out to Heap yesterday. I reached out to him again today, and we've not heard back from him. We wanted to give him a chance to respond, and again, we've not heard back from him, guys.
You'd think if there was an easy explanation for this, he would just come out with it.
Yeah, I mean, he put out a statement yesterday trying to get out ahead of all of this, basically saying that, this...
Oh, pause. Sorry, Jason Beatrice, thanks for the chat. Look at the immigration mess in the UK. Now they're chanting Trump. 100%, brother. 100%. Robert, don't go crazy now. That's okay. All right, that's a good block. Fuck Talmud Stain. Fuck that guy. He's not allowed in here no more. Good job, Robert. I'm checking. Everybody you guys block, I'm checking to see why you block them. Now, if you are just getting into this chat, they are trying to do this investigation because they have been tampering with voting equipment. And they have been removing cameras where are actually, keeping an eye on the vote counts. There is ballots missing. Machines have been removed from the place, brought back, etc. That's what's going on in this video.
Once this criminal investigation stopped, that this was equipment that was purchased by the recorder's office, that it belonged to the recorder's office. So that's where we're at. And one of the things is there was an internal investigation, an HR investigation on this. And then that was kind of...
Trump's polls are all made by illegal immigrants and dumbass Americans. I never been polled. I don't know about you. I never been polled, so I don't give a shit about those numbers.
Turned over.
Again, we got over 20 to 50 million illegal immigrants in this country. What do you think is going to happen? You think they're over there just polling American citizens? No, anybody with an email address. They can be in Africa, and they can say that poll. Don't be retarded. This is why we want voter ID, to make sure that you and I are not fighting. Now, if you continue to fight me, it's because you are an illegal immigrant, you are just a troll from another country, or you're just plain a retarded American that doesn't know how to use their rights.
The county attorney who, because of a conflict of interest, sent that off to an independent investigator, is now looking at this in a criminal investigation. And from what I am being told, and we'd like to ask Mr. Heap about this, is that Mr. Heap is not being very cooperative, nor his office being very cooperative in this investigation.
Well, the prosecutors appointed a special prosecutor to look into this, so we'll see if there's anything criminal of it. Counting down 2 weeks till those election primary ballots hit the mail.
When are we going to see that video? Are they going to just release it to us to show us? I mean, she described it vividly, but can we see it?
Yeah, we should be able to get access to that video sometime in the coming days. And once we...
Yep, can't wait to see that video. Now, listen, I don't like to give too many freebies here because then people don't pay the piper. So how stupid do you have to be to not question somebody when they say I'm an American citizen and they have no identification? How stupid do you have to be to not question the integrity of that person's information? This is how I know you're not serious, bro. This is how I know you guys are a bunch of retards. There is no fucking way that anybody can come and say they are a citizen and you're just going to take them at their word. They are crooked as hell, my friend. Kev, you're right. 100% you're right. That is crazy. But you know what? I'm just a liar. Oh, boy, we got a good one today. We got a good one. Happy Hump Day! It is obvious, Donnell says, obviously. No one is allowed to vote based on no ID. Eric, oh my goodness. You ever heard of ballot harvesting? Well, if you don't, well, now you will. Go ahead, sweetheart. Tell us what's going on the streets of L.A.
Skid Row.
Oh, that was Skid Row?
And then would they come down here and try and pay you to vote?
Yes.
On a ballot?
Yes.
How much they pay you?
$5.
And they said, here, come and vote for these candidates?
Yes, sir.
They told you who to vote for?
Yes.
So they told you to vote for Karen Bass or Cynthia Rahman?
Karen Bass.
Did you vote for Karen Bass?
Yeah.
For $5?
Yeah.
Did you vote?
Yeah.
Oh, you did for Karen Bass?
Yeah. Karen Bassett. Right. That's her last name, Bassett?
Karen Bass, yeah. Or Nithya Rahman?
Karen.
Karen? They told you to vote for Karen?
Yeah. They had to sign a little thing.
And how much they pay you?
It was like $2.
$2? Oh, to sign off on a thing to vote for her?
Yeah.
So they'd say, oh, do you want to vote for Karen or Nithya? Or they just really tell you to vote for Karen, huh?
But it was really voting her, man. They gave you an optional choice, but they tell you who they want you to vote for.
Or they tell you who you want to vote for. So like, yo, we'll give you $2, but you got to vote for one of these people.
Well, you know, I'm a barterer, man. So I got $4.
You got what?
$4.
$4?
$4.
$4? Oh.
Yeah, I don't, you know. Since I'm voting your way, can I get a plate? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so $4, they're like, hey, you got to vote for one of these candidates, not Spencer. You do Karen or Nithya.
Yeah, well, it was that was Bass one for me. I mean, that was the one I was suggested for. I don't give a fuck.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
And you're like, yo, give me $4 and I'll do it.
Yeah, why not? Sure.
And so they do this for everybody out here?
Yeah, they come out here all the time.
How often do they come down here?
Probably like 3 times a week.
3 times a week?
Hell
to
yeah.
get the ballots?
Yep.
Wow. And so you know other people too that voted too?
Actually, anybody that's registered,
Yeah.
you know, half the motherfuckers down on parole or probation, but you know how it is. You know.
Man, it's crazy. And so you've be living
life
out.
is today, man.
What happened?
The way it is down there now.
Man.
Dog eat dog.
Now what?
Now it's time for Left.
Leftists losing it. Huh? Now what? Fact check that. Fact check it. Californians fight for their rights. What fucking rights? Huh? Illegal immigrants have no legal rights. What rights? You wanna fact check me? Oh yeah, but wait, there is more. Now, hey, before we get to the next clip, and yes, we are going to get to a streaming from President Trump. This is how Seattle debates. People telling the truth. And as you guys can see here on the chat, you can tell who the trolls, who the libtards are, because they keep fighting against American citizens' rights. They don't care about protecting our border. They don't care about protecting our elections' integrity. They don't care about the Americans finally reaching that level of free health care, because they keep fighting for our enemies to destroy us from within. It's what they're doing. That's why they libtards. And no American should fall for their trickeries. They can call me a liar and everything they want to call me, but the facts are the facts. Why do they not release the voter rolls? It's not to protect the rights of the Californian people, the American people. The federal government knows all and everybody's social security. They're the ones who provide the federal identifications, passports. They are the ones in control of everything that has to do with immigration. So shut the fuck up if you don't want to make sure that this country is protected from the enemies that want to destroy it from within. Very simple. Don Mitch. Welcome, my friend. I forgot to say hello when I saw you come in the first time. If I try to have a conversation with people on the left, this is how they react. Now, I'm not going to play his whole live, but he's got a great introduction to his video. Check this out.
How can we solve the crisis in the United States?
Answer the question.
Don't criticize Trump right now. I have criticized Trump before.
Do it now.
Why you guys are so much lies and misinformation about Muslim America? Do I think an innocent human life should be killed because of the sins of the father? My answer is no.
Stop talking for a second.
Keep talking. We're not this guy. Constitution of the United States has given me right to practice Sharia. Sharia is not killing people. Sharia.
Whoa, you hear that? I know, it's just a really short clip. The American Constitution says, the American Constitution has given him the right to practice Sharia, L-A-W, law. The only law that we practice in this country is American law. Sharia law is not our law. Wrong. What a retard.
This idea that people would run around just like shouting obscenities all the time and getting in people's faces and trying to intimidate and threaten them, and then claiming that they're the tolerant, compassionate ones is just absurd. It's contradictory.
Pictures, man.
No way.
And I put back up to the plate. And I put you in position. You want to throw hands?
Oh, brother, you don't want to do that. But you notice how you resorted to violence. Right? Brother, I'm going to tell you right now. Throwing hands with me would be a horrible mistake on your part.
That simple.
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, I love this guy, man. He really is an inspiration. Nick Freitas, I think is his name. Nick Freitas. Love that guy. He is very wise, very smart, good man. loves America. Loves America. We got one more clip on immigration. Eric, I'm going to warn you right now. You talk shit to any of the people on the chat, you're gone. Don't play stupid. Stay with the subject. You're not here to come and insult my patriots, my members, my subscribers. That's not what you're here for. So don't fucking lose the privilege of being on this channel. You understand? Do not insult anybody on my chat. I do that. With that being said, one more clip on immigration. And this is You're Welcome, Mandani. All right, Eric, get the fuck out of my chat and don't come back. You are banned for life. Go eat a big one. Go get a hot dog. Get the fuck out of my channel. Sorry, my patriots and those who can't stand some foul language. I am not that kind of Christian, and I am not going to be an American that is going to allow retards to insult us and get away with it. Fuck them. Fuck them all. With that being said, Jason Martin, thank you for not kicking him out. I appreciate you all for not kicking him. That is my pleasure. All right, here we go. One more clip on immigration. You're welcome, Mandani. Here we go.
And we are watching this developing story for you. The Trump administration is now moving ahead with its crackdown on illegal immigration. Our next guest has vowed the largest ICE deployment ever to New York City as Mayor Mamdani and Governor Hochul lay out new anti-ICE policies. Border Czar Tom Homan joins us now. Tom, it's good to see you, and thank you so much for coming back to the program. What's the update here, and what are the next steps with the administration on this crackdown?
Well, look, you know, we've been locked out of Rikers Island for years. I mean, I had an agreement with prior Mayor Adams to get back in Rikers Island. Of course, the city council sued to keep us out of Rikers Island. And Governor Hochul just signed legislation that ended our 287G agreements that we had in that state and stopped cooperation. So I met with the governor several months ago and told her, here's how we fix Minnesota. We fix it by, you know, having the sheriffs come to the table and let us have access to criminal alien, the safety and security of a jail, which is safer for the officers, safer for the aliens, certainly safer for the community. And she also limited, like, we can no longer rent jail beds for the people we arrest to keep them detained in the local area, which means everybody we arrest in New York now will simply fly to Texas. I have no problem with that, but how is that favorable to the migrant community? It's not. So look, we got to do what we got to do. When I lose the efficiencies of a jail, where one agent can arrest one bad guy, and they release him to the street, now I got to send a whole team, a few jobs team, which is 6 or 7 people for officer safety reasons, to find that person. So we got to increase the resources to do the same job we were doing, less resources. And another point, when we're out on the street to find a bad guy, and we find him, many times he's with others that may not be a public safety threat, but they're in the country illegally. Well, guess what? They're coming too, so collateral arrest will increase. This is a result of sanctuary cities, you know, not working with us.
Yeah. So in terms of sanctuary cities not working with you, Tom, Secretary of Homeland Security Mark Wayne Mullen suggested, well, maybe at big airports and sanctuary cities, I would imagine JFK, LaGuardia, maybe in the Newark area, we'll pull customs agents from those airports, which obviously would slow down entry into those airports, people coming in from overseas, people returning home from overseas. New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, all potentially in the crosshairs here. Here's what Secretary Duffy said about that plan. Listen here.
We have people from around the world and around the country that need to be able to fly into all different kinds of places. We shouldn't shut down air travel in a state that doesn't agree with our politics.
I mean, this idea of pulling customs agents from these major airports, I'm reminded of that line from the movie Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, what's your goal here? To get everybody to hate you?
Well, look, I'm not going to, Secretary Mullen came up with the idea. I know he's getting a lot of support on the Hill. My idea is Send more ICE agents. Because we're forced into the street, send more ICE agents to do that job. And people we arrest, fly them out of state because you put us in that position. I think we doubled down. And we doubled down for one reason. Because we want to release, we want to take public safety threats off the street. Let's not forget Lake and Riley and all these other young ladies that were raped and some were murdered by these illegal aliens. I want to prevent I don't want to meet another angel mom or dad. I don't want another angel mom and dad. I want governors and mayors and members of the Hill to agree with me. If you're in the country illegally and you're a public safety threat, this should be a nonpartisan issue. Let's all work together. For instance, in New York City, Rikers Island, when you have an illegal alien booked in Rikers Island, why did they book him in Rikers Island? Because they obviously perceive him as a public safety threat. So if he's a criminal alien, he's a public safety threat, why in the world would you not work with us to not only remove him from the community, remove him from the country, which makes those streets safer? And as far as the local police, Governor Holcomb made a statement, she wants local cops to do local cop stuff. Well, local cops are doing a lot more local cop stuff because they're arresting the same illegal alien over and over and over again because we don't have access to them and remove them the first time. Working with us would put more police officers on the ground to do more work. It's an it's a clear efficiency.
Yet, Tom, this is what you're up against. This is the New York City mayor when he talks about ICE. Listen.
We have heard time and again threats of increases in immigration enforcement across our city. I want to be very clear about the fact that I believe that ICE raids are cruel, they are inhumane, they do nothing to serve in the interests of public safety. I've shared that directly with the president. I've shared that in public. It is a feeling that many New Yorkers share. And I also do believe that ICE as an entity is one that should be abolished and that we should return to an immigration system that has more humanity.
We should abolish Muslim communist mayors from New York.
At the heart of it.
So you've got the mayor calling to abolish ICE, calling ICE raids cruel and inhumane. He says they do nothing to serve the interests of public safety. How do you respond to the mayor?
When I was ICE director, we took...
Amanda, give me your address. I would love to go live in your property if you have any. Probably you're homeless, sleeping in your car, living with your mama, and on EBT. That's probably the options that you have. But if nobody is illegal on stolen land, I would love to go make a small little shed house right in your property. And as a matter of fact, if you don't like that idea, why don't you go ahead and buy some land and give it away to the natives? Yeah! Or just get the fuck out of the United States of America if you don't like what it is today.
For 5,000 criminal aliens off the streets of New York. You're welcome, Mayor Badani. And look, let's not forget, ICE agents have found 146,000 children that were smuggled in this country under the Biden administration they weren't even looking for. Many of these children victims of sex trafficking and forced labor. Let's not forget the amount of fentanyl ICE agents take off the street every single day. The number of cyber crimes they solve and put people in prison who take advantage of young children, film them, and send it to the rest of their sick enclave. ICE officers save lives every day. Where was he the last 4 years where 250,000 Americans died from the open border? Where was Governor Holcomb? Where were they when we had a record number of aliens dying making that journey? In 4 years, over 4,000 aliens died making that journey. A record number of women and children sexually assaulted making that journey. Where were they then? No, the most humane thing you can do is what President Trump has done. Secure the border, saves lives. And enforce immigration law and send a message across the world. We're not going to tolerate illegal immigration more, especially when you come to this country and commit a vicious crime against U.S. citizens. We're not slowing down. We got our foot on the gas.
Tom, last Friday, the Senate passed that $70 billion funding bill that would fully fund CBP and ICE, not just the operations, but everything around it as well, the support apparatus. The House is expected to take that up in the hours ahead. Here's what Secretary Markwayne Mullins said about the necessity to get the funding fully up.
70% either have pending criminal charges on them or they already are convicted felons. We're taking the worst of the worst off the streets with the best of the best, and that's ICE, and that's exactly who Adami wants to abolish. Well, this is exactly why we need to fund ICE and CBP for 3 years and take it off the plate, because these radical left Democrats want to have open borders and lawlessness running through our streets.
So again, the Senate passed it last Friday. The House apparently getting the numbers may be a problem. What would you say to Republicans who may be thinking about either not showing up for the vote or voting against it?
Well, shame on them. I mean, President Trump was put in the Oval Office mainly because of immigration enforcement securing the border. Markwayne Mullen's the right guy doing the right thing at the right time. And he's backing the men and women of ICE and backing men and women of the Border Patrol, and he wants what I want. He wants us to simply enforce the laws enacted by Congress without interference from politicians who just simply don't want to give Trump a win. Every criminal threat we take off the street across the country and in New York makes that neighborhood safer. They should be working with us on this, making these communities safer. I don't understand it. They care more about politics than they do about the safety of their own neighborhoods. It rocks my world.
Yeah.
I can't understand it.
Tom, we know we've got to let you go. 5 seconds left here. Just when you meet with the governor, Governor Hochul, you said you did. You used Minnesota as an example. Like, how does she respond to you directly? Can you share anything about that?
She got back to me. Well, she got back to me by signing that legislation. So she sent a strong message. She don't care about her community. She wants to lie to American people because she says she cares about criminal aliens. We should be focusing on them. She can't say that. Then lock us out of the jails and end 287G agreements. You can't square that. She can't square that. So we're going to do what we got to do.
Got it.
All right. We'll be watching.
You know, what's crazy is that I wouldn't even care. Like, I seriously wouldn't. Check this out. I wouldn't care that we had 22 plus million illegal immigrants in this country. I wouldn't care. If they didn't give them jobs, if they didn't give them housing, if they didn't give them any welfare, any health care, nothing. I wouldn't care. You know why? They would leave. They wouldn't stay. They would leave. No parent in their right mind will bring their children here unless they believe that the government is going to provide for those children and the family. If there is nothing for them here, they would not come here. Hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants coming on the caravans said that. They promised us help. That's why we came. But now it's gone. They lied to us. We're going back to our country. Fact. If the Democrats would imprison criminals to protect the community, ICE wouldn't have the excuse to say, it's illegal immigrants that are doing this. If they actually protected the American citizens. Sadly, the only reason why they allow these criminals to go back and do all these things is because that is a business model for the socialist Democrat. Do you not see that? Do you not see how much they benefit from crime? They benefit from crime. They benefit from illegal immigrants. It's a business. If I don't have crime in my city, I lose money. I don't get money. I don't get federal money. It's a business. I don't know if you guys heard the hearing. I played a small clip yesterday. Thanks, James. I played a small clip yesterday from Mr. Gill talking about the Nazi Democrat running for senator. There is a company that has been paying actual Nazis, the KKK. They went from like $55 million gathering all these donations for hate to over 131 million, and yet none of the people that they claim to help got 1 cent. None. Interestingly enough, most of the money that they have made, pay attention, most of the money that they have made came when President Trump was elected. Think about it. President Trump is the money cow for the socialist Democrats. President Trump has been the scapegoat for Gavin Newsom's incompetence. Every single socialist Democrat does not take accountability for the incompetence and their inability to run a budget. When the people turn on them, they say, fuck Trump. It's Trump's fault. It's Trump's little personal war. Yeah, it's a personal war, all right. If Trump's war was his, the Iranian regime would not exist anymore. Amanda, let me put you in your place real quick. I know little brats like you don't know shit about the history in this country. But you and your stupid ideology that this is stolen land shows me how retarded you are. As a native myself of the Americas, I understand history, and I understand that the law of the land was the survival of the fittest. So shut the hell up and talking about illegal or stolen land. You don't know shit about this land. You don't know shit about immigration. You don't know shit about how to protect your people. You don't know shit how to take care of yourself. Give it this, I'm a native. Shut the fuck up. Your bullshit ass, I'm a native. My ass is native. You don't mean shit in this country. You're just one of those cancer cells that survive for some reason. Natives were killing natives that were weaker than the other. Fact. You lost. Your people lost. And we have the greatest, most powerful nation in the world. And you have two choices. You stay retarded and believe your stupidity of stolen land allows everybody to be legal. You ain't a survivor. You don't know shit about surviving. Or you become part of the greatest nation in the world. The Comanche was kicking your ass. Shut up about Cherokees. You don't know shit. You just take pride on the customs. You think you know Native America because of the powwows. You don't know shit. Our Native Americans suffer in their history. And most of it came out of the hands of their own people. Thank God for the white men that came to America. 90% survivor, 90% of Native Americans were killed by natural causes. Diseases. Survivor, my balls. It was the white men that stopped your people from becoming extinct. Now shut the hell up. It was the white men that built this nation. It was the white men that fought for the slaves. It is the white men that has won these wars. It is the white men that has brought greatness to Native Americans, to blacks, to Asians, to Hispanics, to all of our Native Indians. They are protected today because of who we are as a nation together. Europe would just love to get rid of the rest of you Native Americans. But they don't, because we are who we are today. You don't know shit about history. And everything that you do know, you gather no wisdom from it. It's a bunch of wasted, useless information. But in the right mind, it is power. I got Native Americans from the Choctaw, the Blackfeather, Cherokee Nation, Comanche Nation, Apache Nation, Navajo Nation. A lot of them back me up. We are the true survivors of this great nation. I am privileged to have come from a different part of the American continent and become part of this country, who is the greatest country on earth. I love my American people, and that includes my natives. It includes blacks, browns, Asians, Caucasians. It includes everybody that is an American citizen. So I don't bite into your little victimhood mentality, stolen land. Bullshit, you lost it. You lost it to a stronger tribe, to a stronger civilization. That either you assimilate and become part of who we are today, or shut the hell up and live in your own little private misery. Big shout out anyways. Big shout out to all of my Native American tribes out there. There is an American tribe here that does not want to get recognized by the Indian tribal tribunals. And that is our beautiful Chinook tribe. The Chinook have lived on the Chinook River bank for generations and generations, and yet the Indian tribunal does not want to recognize them as Native Americans. Speaking of my Navajo Nation, let's go, baby. Meldon, man, you came in at the right time, brother. Man, I love you, brother. That is my Navajo Nation brother right there. And the wife and the sisters and the mother, dad, and dad. Totally agree, 1,000%, man. That's real Native Americans right there. That's my family. The one that's getting yelled at, the one that's getting cussed out, can hate me all they want. But everybody else who supports me, they know how much pride I have in them and how much I love that they are who they are. Meldon, speaking of, I know you want me to come down there in September. I think I will make that trip down there. Maybe, I don't know how much time I will have. I honestly don't know, but I would love to go down there for maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 days, 4 days down there and spend with you and your family. I would love that. And if I can, if I'm allowed to record, I would love to record our daily life. I appreciate you being in here, man. You're fantastic. There's actually a lot of Cherokee descent here. Let's see if you have any other natives, any native descendants in here, put that on the chat and tell me what kind of descendancy you have from any of our native brothers and sisters. I can't believe that this little retard woman was talking shit about the wind talkers. Man, wind talkers were warriors, actual warriors who knew the reason why they were allowed to be in the military is because they had the most respect for the Navajo Nation people. They were saw as warriors, and they were real warriors indeed. Secret messages that allow us to win a war. They sacrificed their life because they believe in this nation's goal. So proud of my Navajos, man. Meldon, it's not because you're here, brother. It's not because you're here. I have a deep love for my Navajo people. I know I love everybody, the Cherokees, the Comanches, and all I love all of you guys, everybody. But the Navajo people, it's right in my heart. And I'm telling you, God willing, if I am allowed to do something, and I know all of my American brothers will support me 100%. I want to do something special. I want to do something special for the tribe. especially down there with you, since you open up your heart to me and you have called me and embraced me as a brother. I respect that. I appreciate that. Well, I tell you what I think about Vietnam. The AC-130 in disguise. That's what I think about the Vietnam War. I don't know why. But the AC-130, I don't know if it was called different back then. I know it is the AC-130. I hear stories from American soldiers. They loved it when they heard those engines humming up in the sky because they knew who was watching them, and that was the angel of death. That's what I call it. I don't know if that's what they call it. Jason Martin, Vietnamese Cherokee, right here in the house representing. There's a lot of Vietnamese people here in Washington as well, my friend. And I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. Thank you, Jesse. Vietnamese people don't fuck around, bro. They tell you like it is. They don't give a shit. They will cuss out a storm on anybody that puts down America. I'm telling you, man, these guys are some great patriots, man. They are phenomenal. All right, let's go to the let's get to our next clip before we actually do. Am I running out of time? I can't believe I'm actually running out of time because I started the show late to be able to catch some of you guys at the right time. This is the heated escalation. I'm sure there's going to be some newer news by now, but Iran hit an Apache with a drone. Shame, really. It's a shame. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. It didn't explode, but it forced the pilots to bring down the Apache on the water. Now, I'll go ahead and play the clip, and then we can probably talk about it. Okay? Here we go. Let's see.
Thank you, Brian. Tehran and the U.S. trading blows now. Iran's downing of an American helicopter prompting a fiery U.S. response as the president gives a new update on the state of negotiations. This is a quickly developing story as we come to air in New York City. Here we go now. I'm Bill Hemmering. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Dana Perino, and this is America's Newsroom. As you said, it's fast breaking. So CENTCOM says it took out 20 Iranian targets, including radar sites all around the Strait of Hormuz. This after an Iranian drone downed a U.S. Apache helicopter off the coast of Oman. Both American crew members are safe, and we'll have much more on that in a moment.
So that fighting, just the latest blow to the ceasefire. President Trump signaling he's fed up, telling Fox News earlier today that he may hit Iran even harder, targeting that country's power plants and possibly its bridges.
And the president writes on True Social, quote, Iran is all talk and no action. The bully of the Middle East is dead. They've taken too long to negotiate a deal that would have been great for them. Now they will have to pay the price. So Trey Yingst with the latest from Tel Aviv. He spoke with the president just a short time ago. What else did he tell you, Trey?
Yeah, Bill, Dana, good morning. Overnight, the United States launched a series of airstrikes against Iranian targets along the coast. The Iranians responded with missile fire toward U.S. forces. And I spoke with President Trump earlier. He told me he may keep going and is even getting closer to targeting Iranian power plants and bridges because President Trump says the Iranians are tapping the U.S. along at the negotiating table. This is a significant development and a change in thinking here because the president says they had a chance to sign a deal and survive. And ultimately, this week, they shot down a U.S. Apache helicopter with a drone. The president giving Fox News some new details on that incident off the coast of Oman. President Trump says the drone lodged in between the two crew members in this Apache helicopter, and it was on fire, but it didn't explode. The president says there was a lot of heat there in the cockpit. Ultimately, the pilot was able to bring this helicopter down into the sea, and these two crew members were actually rescued by a sea drone. For the first time in U.S. military history, President Trump called this a miracle. We are getting response from the Iranians this hour as it relates to the U.S. strikes that took place overnight and the exchange of fire. Here is what the spokesperson for the Iranian Foreign Ministry had to say.
We need to examine this properly. Look, diplomacy and the battlefields are not separate from each other. They are part of the same continuum, two parallel tools used to safeguard Iran's national interests and national security. Wherever necessary, our armed forces respond to the enemy with strength and power.
In those strikes overnight, U.S. forces targeted Iranian radar sites and air defense systems that President Trump says the Iranians had tried to rebuild during this ceasefire. Again, though, the latest information that we have from the president, he says he may continue striking the Iranians and that he is getting closer to targeting Iranian power plants and bridges as the Iranians tap the U.S. along at the negotiating table. Bill, Dana?
All right, Trey Yings, thank you.
So let's recap with a series of maps to explain at home what we believe transpired over the last 36 hours or so. Remember what the Iranians want. They want the international shipping lane to run between these small islands off the coast of Iran. Currently, it goes this way over the coast of Oman, and that's the internationally recognized waters. All right, that is a backdrop. Here is what happened overnight with the U.S. responding. Keshem Island has been hit. Bandar Abbas, a big port city, and two other lesser-known port cities were hit as well on the Iranian coast. So that's where we stand at the moment in response to what happened with that Apache helicopter. What did the Iranians do last night? They apparently targeted 3 different areas of the Middle East, and as Trey will tell you, these countries are essentially on the front lines of the current war. There were missiles fired at Bahrain, host of the 5th Fleet by the U.S. Navy, missiles fired at Kuwait, and missiles fired at an air base that the U.S. operates out of Jordan, where a lot of the F-35s fly from. We do not have bomb damage assessments from these 3, but based on the information we're getting so far, some of these missiles were knocked from the sky, and there may not have been any damage on the ground, so stand by for more on that. Now to what happened over here on the board. This Apache helicopter was off the coast of Oman about 36 hours ago, patrolling this area at sunset when it was hit by this Iranian drone. 2 pilots are in the water for a period of 2 hours, so it's dark now off the coast of Oman in the Arabian Sea. What does the U.S. military do? For the first time now, they send this U.S. Navy Corsair, which is a drone-operated boat. It's 24 feet long. It was developed by Saronic Technologies starting in 2021. So this is very new technology. 1,000 miles nautical range, can carry about 1,000-pound capacity, which is an easy thing to do when you're looking for 2 pilots in the water. Tough thing to locate, but easy to pick them out of the water and then take them to safety, because essentially you're not putting any more U.S. men in danger in the area. This is how it runs on the video that was filed with us and some of the areas that it was practiced on for this boat. Again, it's autonomous. It's the future of warfare. The Ukrainians have used it to a degree fighting the Russian Navy fleet, but this is the first time for the U.S. military. Retired Vice Admiral John Fozzie Miller now. And sir, thank you for your time and welcome to our coverage. So we wonder, in this big sphere now of the theater, what's next? We are waiting for a response from Iran, and you say that's the wrong mindset. Explain.
Oh, good morning, Bill. Thanks for having me. What needs to happen is the United States needs to take control of the escalation ladder. And if you look at what's just transpired over the last 24 hours, the Iranians shoot down an Apache helicopter. We respond to this Iranian aggression. We respond in a very measured, non-escalatory way to make sure that it doesn't impact the ceasefire. And then we wait for the Iranian response, which we got. And there was missiles into Kuwait, into Bahrain, and into Jordan. So suddenly, the Iranians are controlling the escalation ladder. Mm-hmm. That's not how we're going to win a negotiation. We need to have control of that escalation ladder. The Iranian regime needs to understand if they conduct any kinetic strikes anywhere in the Gulf, that is a broach of the ceasefire, and they'll pay a serious consequence for that. So there needs to be a cost imposition that they're currently not feeling.
The Iranian foreign minister posted this on X, saying that despite its defeats on the battlefield, which is Curious. Anyway, he says the U.S. opted to test our determination. Our powerful armed forces will leave no attack or threat unanswered. Leave our region if you want to be safe. History of the Persian Gulf has many chapters on dire fates of intruding outsiders. They are counting on history, I guess, and they're also trying to explain to their population and maybe even their Gulf allies who will believe them that they have the upper hand. It was just reported that apparently the Qataris have sent negotiators and they feel positive about the next step. How much stock would you put in that?
Well, we've been hearing for the entire length of the ceasefire, Dana, that peace is at hand, that the Iranians are desperate to make a deal. A deal's coming at any moment. The Iranians are desperate to stay in power, and that's never going to change. So if we want that to change, there needs to be constant pressure on them. That's military pressure, diplomatic pressure, economic pressure. Anytime we ease off on any of that, the Iranians are going to see it as a victory, they're going to see it as an opening, and this conflict is going to continue on and on.
Sir, what I hear from you and others is that unless we go back to significant military strikes, we're not going to move the ball here. Do you think the commander-in-chief has shown a willingness to do that?
Come on.
Well, the president's been extraordinarily patient thus far, maybe more patient than many of the rest of us would be or think that maybe he should be. So in his Truth Social post this morning, he indicated that the Iranians had missed their opportunity and that they should stand by. I don't know that we need to go back to 400 or 500 strikes a day, but certainly we need an active military effort that's aimed at getting the strait open. So when we talk about bombing radar sites and other infrastructure that's in place in the Strait of Hormuz, all of that should be gone. The regime's ability to close the Strait of Hormuz needs to be shut down, and we need to put that pressure on them. Eventually, we may need to put more pressure on them, and that includes lines of communication. How are they communicating from Tehran down to the Strait? How are they moving weapons around the country? Whether that's interdicting roads or bridges, that remains to be seen. But all of those things need to be on the table, and the regime needs to understand they are, in fact, on the table.
Fawzi, can you tell us from your perspective about this remarkable technological achievement that an unmanned vessel was able to rescue our two helicopter pilots and bring them to safety? I mean, that seems pretty remarkable and advanced and perhaps a sign of things to come in the military.
Dana, the United States has been experimenting with unmanned craft, aircraft, surface craft, subsurface craft, particularly in the Gulf region for several years now. And that technology is beginning to mature, and we just saw the kinds of things you can do with that. But imagine instead of having one or two of these boats that go and pick up these pilots, and thank God that they did, thank God that they're all right, but imagine 100 of those, some of which are surveillance assets, some of which are able to shoot down drones, some of which are able to interdict cruise missiles. Think about the kind of security, unmanned, uncrewed, that we could have in the Strait of Hormuz against the Iranian threat without putting any people in harm's way.
Admiral, thank you for your time. We'll wait to see what shoe drops next in this and who does the dropping.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Trump to drop some bombs. I've said this many times over and over. I am so pissed that President Trump is being so patient right now. I understand that he's cutting back, trying to do some diplomacy here. We already got rid of their Air Force. Supposedly, I think that other countries are saving some of those Air Force planes and jets or whatever. But I think that we need to get better intel, and I want these guys to be erased from the memory, even the memory of this planet ever having them in it. With that being said, if you want to talk about immigration, you got to rewind the live because I'm not going to start over until next day, until tomorrow. Rush Babe says, according to figures released by the Israeli military, around 75% of Iran's missile launchers have been wiped out. Is that a win for them? She said. But now we're going to go ahead and listen to we're going to listen and watch President Trump signing the Secure America Act. I believe this is a $70 billion act bill that he's going to be signing today So we'll get into that, and then I'll get in my sit-down mode because my feet are hurting already from standing for too long. With that being said, if you are a patriot, thank you for being here. Welcome to the channel. This is really for Americans only, because we don't want illegal immigrants or people from retardistan from other countries to come in here and talk shit about America, because we don't tolerate that. Okay? So with that being said, everybody that is for America, everybody who is for the United States, and everybody who belongs to the United States of America, welcome, and let's go ahead and watch this.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Anytime you're ready. Are you ready? They're ready. It's an honor to have these very distinguished people alongside of me, not behind me, alongside of me. I would never say behind me, because they're not behind anybody. They're great. This morning I'm thrilled to sign the Secure America Act to immediately and fully fund the Department of Homeland Security through the end of my term. So we won't have that to be talking about anymore, Lisa.
No, we will not, sir.
We'll give the heroes of ICE and Border Patrol, and that's what they are, they're heroes, what they have to go through to keep us safe, the support and resources they need to defend our borders, protect our homeland, and to keep America safe. I want to thank Speaker Mike Johnson. He's incredible. Where is Mike Johnson?
Right here.
Mike, you're doing an incredible job. Not a big majority. Just rather have 40 or 50. I don't think you'd know what to do. We have
No.
He'd say, what are we doing?
That'd be no fun.
He's done an amazing job. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, and Todd is up, and I hear he's got tremendous support in the Senate, and he's got tremendous support everywhere. Actually, he's doing a fantastic job. And Secretary of Homeland Security, Mark Wayne. Where's Mark Wayne?
Sir.
He gave up his Senate seat. He had a guaranteed seat for the next 40 to 50 years. And he gave it up to be Homeland Security because he just wanted to serve. Yep, you're amazing. Amazing. As well as Senate Majority Leader John Thune and Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso, who's here, I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. President.
And John is, you're incredible. From day one, we got along,
Thank you, Mr.
right?
President. Absolutely.
From first day I met him. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, one of the bravest people.
Yeah.
And what he went through is incredible, incredible. And I actually think it looks better now than it did.
We're going to win the game tonight, Mr. President.
Oh, is it tonight?
Tonight.
With the baseball, I'll be watching
7:05.
that. And House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, who is an unbelievable leader, actually. He's just so highly respected, and he's in Minnesota, and he's ripping them because he knows what's going on. I mean, it's you have your chance now, Tom, because people have really found out about it.
Well,
So I want to thank you for the work. No, but he's working with our people. They look like Elliot Ness. It looks like Elliot Ness and the gang up there, right? They're finding billions of dollars of fraud, and Tom Emmer's really helping us. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
And thanks as well to Senators Lindsey Graham, who had a big victory last night. He won by a lot. And no runoff, no nothing. They had a lot of very capable people running against him, and he just blew them away. So Lindsey Graham, congratulations. And Chuck Grassley, Rand Paul, who's here. Hi, Rand. Boy, oh boy, it's nice to have Rand. It's a good thing to have Rand. He knows what's important. Eric Schmidt has been an incredible senator, wherever you may be, Eric. He's tall enough. He's usually not too hard to find. And Bernie Moreno. Is Bernie here?
Yes, sir.
Where's Bernie? Hi, Bernie. What a job, right?
Absolutely.
So how's the race going in Ohio?
You're very popular there, and you'll drag every Republican
I
across
hope
the
so.
state.
Well, I love Ohio. We won by a lot, but you ran an incredible race. It was.
And a big assist.
They weren't giving him a big chance, and he ended up winning quite easily, right? So it was.
Thank you.
It was great. We're also pleased to be joined by Representatives Lisa McClain, Jody Arrington, and Jody. Where's Jody? Jody. You're doing a great job, Jody.
Favorite budget chairman.
Garbarino, Laura Lee, thank you. Riley Moore, a newcomer who's doing really well. Guy Reschenthaler, Derek Van Orden, as well as Angel Sister Chris Story. You know that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And we appreciate it, Chris. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
For more than, thank you very much. Appreciate it being here. Gone through a lot. For more than 100 days, congressional Democrats tried to block all funding for the Department of Homeland Security in a reprehensible attempt to throw open the borders of the United States of America. They want to drag us straight back to chaos and crime of the crooked Joe Biden administration, one of the most corrupt administrations, probably the most corrupt ever. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And we're not going to let them do that. I have to say that Washington just had some crime numbers out, and it's the lowest number, best crime numbers we've had, they say, in 58 years. So we went from being a crime-ridden city, our capital, and being a crime-ridden place, to being among the safest cities in the country. I'm so happy. And you're big beneficiaries because most of you live here. You hear all the time, the press, the media, and even actually some of the media, a couple of people that I would not suspect, a couple of people truly treat me unfairly, but they came up and they thanked me because it's so much. We have a safe city now. We also have a beautiful city. We had 22 fountains. Every one of them didn't work. One of them, probably the best was one that hasn't worked for 50 years. That was about the best. They've all been out of commission for 50 years or more. Can you imagine that? They were graffiti strewn, grass growing through the cracks, and they were in terrible shape. And all 22 have now been opened, and the most magnificent possibly of all, the one in front of Union Station is beautiful. You see that? It was all graffiti all over the place. We, through a lot of work, we got it looking maybe better than it was the day they put it in. But the one that they're all talking about is the almost 2,500 foot long. It's taller than any building in the world, actually. There's no building that's 2,500 feet tall, I don't think. But it's like twice the height of the Empire State Building, as an example, much wider. So we just got that open last night. We went to do it before July 4th, and it is incredible. It's called, it was originally called, 1922 it was built, it was called the Reflecting Pond, or the Reflecting Lake, some people called it. But it was supposed to be a reflection. It never worked from 1922 because there was stone on the base, and no matter what, it always leaked because you have stone and you have lots of crevices. We have nice stone out there, but if you go between the stone, it leaks. And so it never really worked very well. And it was a bad color. It was gray. It's concrete and stone, so it's gray. And I had the idea, along with some great people that worked for us. Doug Burgum is fantastic. His group, Greg, everybody. And we worked very hard, but it was going to cost $400 million, and we did it for about $10 million. It was going to take 4 years to build, and we did it in like a month and a half. And we would have had a construction site out there for years, and it wouldn't have worked when they built it. So when they told me what they were going to do, I said, that's not a good idea. I built many swimming pools as a builder. I built hundreds of them. And I got one of our contractors, I had him take a look. And he said, oh, we can do a great job. If you could just give us a decent surface. The surface was inside, so we sandblasted the surface. We fumigated it. We took out 11 dumpsters, big dumpsters full of garbage. It was all garbage strewn. Some of the garbage was there for years. It was all disgusting, and it smelled. And anyway, we took 11 dumpsters of garbage out. With shovels. We had a shovel inside of what's called a pool or a lake, and got it cleaned. We then fumigated it. We then sandblasted the entire thing. We washed it, cleaned it, scrubbed it, sandblasted it. Then we gave it a test, then we rinsed it out, and we gave them a beautiful surface. And then they put a swimming pool topping, but industrial strength. It's industrial strength. It's used for tanks and lots of other things to hold water. And we worked out the ratios of expansion and contraction because, you know, believe it or not, when you have something that's 2,500 feet long, there's tremendous expansion. And who would think of this? Only person that does it, like me. And they have a lot of expansion and contraction. So when we're putting the surface down, would leave areas that can expand and contract a little bit because it expands over 1.5 feet. Can you believe it? So I would have ripped it apart. So we left areas of expansion and contraction. We were testing it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It works great. And we just opened it last night, and people are going wild over it. So it was going to cost $400 million, and we did it for 10, probably 10 if you take away a couple of things. We did a much bigger job than originally planned, because once we put that in, it looked so good. The sidewalks outside didn't look good anymore. You know, they looked like they were in good shape. But when you do something new in this business, you do something new, the thing that you thought were good, you save it. So we ended up sandblasting, steam cleaning and sandblasting the sidewalks around it. And we had a lot of areas that were in bad shape. We had to fix them. We patched them, and you can't even see the patch. We have granite surrounding the pool, and the granite's great, but it was filthy, dirty, disgusting. And it was broken in some cases. We were able to carve out pieces from other pieces that were identical and put them in, and you can't even see the seam. And it's like a beautiful, it's in better shape than it was when it was built. I told you, from 1922, it never worked because it always leaked, because it had a stone base. The water leaked through the stone. So we're very proud of it. It's going to be great. Now we're doing a new surface on the World War II fountain because the surface is so bad. And that'll be done during the next couple of, we're going to start it in a week or so, and finish it very quickly. But we've done a great job. And the city is, everyone's coming up to me saying, the city is so beautiful. So we have 22 fountains that none of them worked. The earliest, I'm telling you, is 50 years. For 50 years, some of them haven't worked for 100 years. But we have fountains that were not working and were disgusting and dirty. And they're all beautiful now, every one of them. We also took care of a lot of the monuments, not fountains, but monuments, and they're all in good shape. Some of them are being finished up now, and it's incredible. And my goal was to get it all done, along with Interior and others that worked with us, to get it done before the July 4th date. July 4th was a very important date, so that was the date we looked at, and we did a hell of a job. But everybody's looking at that reflecting pool. They can't believe it. Reflects. We used a dark blue. It's called American flag blue. I wanted to go light, but they said, sir, light doesn't reflect. And light shows leaves and garbage, if garbage. One man said, sir, when you leave, it'll be strewn with garbage again. And you don't want that. See, when I'm here, it'll be perfect. But when I leave, I said, you're right about that. You're probably right. Depending on who's president or who's running it. But it's really beautiful. It's something for you to see. It's incredible. It's the longest pool in the world by 3 or 4 times. It's, you know, it's really pretty amazing. That's where Martin Luther King made his great speech. And they say he had 1 million people. And I made a speech there for July 4th a few years ago. And they said, and I was packed. And they said I had 25,000 people. They said he had 1 million. But when you look at the picture, I said, well, wait, the people are even tighter at mine. I had more people than him, but they said I had 25,000 and he had 1 million. But I'm not going to argue with Martin Luther King, because I don't know. But the Secure America Act provides $38 billion to ICE, $26 billion to Border Patrol to ensure these critical law enforcement agencies have the necessary resources to do their jobs, protecting our borders and getting criminal aliens out of the country. And starting on day 1 of my administration, we took the most dangerous, unsafe, violent, and open border people out of this country. We got them out. I'll give you an example. In Washington, over 5, I don't even know if you know this, it's not just policing. You have criminals, you have career criminals. There's nothing you can do to make them nice. They're tough people, they're bad people. Some of them had records, 22, 23, one had 28 arrests and rough arrests for murder. And we took out almost 5,000 people out of Washington, D.C. And if you remember, so 2% of the people create 91% of the crime. When you hear that number, it's great. I love that number because you can handle 2%. If it's 91, create 91. That's no good. Too many people. But 2% of the people, and we took 5,000, almost 5,000 people out of Washington, D.C. They'll never come back. In addition, the National Guard, and we worked with the police department, law enforcement was great. And we have a very safe city. Everyone's going out to eat now. Restaurants were all closed. They were all closing. The few that were open were closing. And now you can't get a restaurant in Washington. Everyone wants to have a restaurant there. It's a whole different. So it's something we're very proud of. New Orleans, the same thing, by the way. It's a little earlier in the process. But if I got a call from your governor, I got a call from Steve. They called me together actually, and they said
safest Mardi Gras.
They said we've never had a Mardi Gras like that. They had the lowest crime they've ever had in the history of the Mardi Gras, which has been going on for a long time. But they usually, Steve said, they usually have numerous numbers of murders. And they had none, but beyond murders, I heard it was the best you've ever had.
It really was. A great Super Bowl too.
And Memphis, and that's going to be great for the Super Bowl because we'll keep it that way. I think you're bidding on the Super Bowl coming in
2031.
Yeah, and it's going to be now. You can really say it was a safe city. And the other one is Memphis. Crime is down 77%. Can you believe it? People are calling me up. Friends that were leaving Memphis. We're all leaving, and now they're staying. And the governors, everyone's thrilled. It's amazing. And if they would call me for Chicago, would straighten out Chicago so fast, would straighten out New York fast, would straighten out Los Angeles fast. We do it really well. And part of it is you have to get the really bad ones. You have to get the career criminals out because they'll hit you hard, and they ought to get rid of, by the way, cashless bail. You ought to do that as soon as possible. Mark Wayne, where they walk in, they commit a crime, they go out, in the afternoon they commit another crime. And sometimes those crimes are murder.
Right back on the street, that's right.
Cashless, I'll tell you what, cashless bail was a tremendous help to criminals. It's one of the greatest things that ever happened to a criminal. And they ought to end it. In every city, they ought to end it. Chicago, New York, LA, they ought to end it. Starting on day one of my administration, we took the most dangerous, unsafe, violent, open border in the world. We had the most unsafe border, I believe, anywhere in the world. And the numbers came out 2 days ago that for 11 months, not one person came into our country illegally through the southern border. We had 25 million people come in over a 4-year period. We have it good, and nobody tries to come in. All the caravans, I came up with the name caravan. You'd have 25, 30,000 people coming up, and they'd pour through the border. You've seen the scenes where they were knocking over the fences. Very, very bad, very dangerous situation. We don't have them anymore because they know they can't get through. So when they know they can't get through, they don't come. And a lot of lives are saved. Women were being raped on the journey up. They were being raped in numbers. 25, 30% were being raped coming up. You don't have that anymore because they don't come up in caravans anymore because they know they're not going to get through. So starting on day one, we took the most dangerous and unsafe, violent, open border in the world, and we created the most secure border anywhere in our country, probably one of the most in the world. I believe it was the most insecure and unsecure border anywhere in the world because there's no country, even a third world country, that has a situation like that where you'd have criminals just walk across totally unchecked. They had it wasn't Biden, he didn't know what the hell was going on. It was people that are radical left lunatics who were very smart, very violent, very vicious, politically vicious. And they allowed this open border policy where millions of people came into our country, unchecked, unvetted, people from jails, drug dealers, people from mental institutions. Jails and mental institutions from all over the world were emptied out into our country. And we've got a lot of them out. We have a ways to go. It's very tough with the courts because the judges have been very terrible. They've been terrible. Very sad. But we're fighting our way through it. We have made this in fact, we made it a country that, as you saw last month, they said we had the lowest murder rate that we've had in 125 years. Think of that. And that's despite the fact, because we got a lot out, but we do have more. We had 11,888 people come into our country who committed a murder. 50%, more than 50%, created more than one murder. Think of that. So you had people coming, I think seven murders. We allowed them into the country. We got most of them out. In the last 12 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted into the United States. We cut the flow of fentanyl across our border by almost 60%. Think of that. And by the way, coming in by sea, 97%. And we're looking for the 3% because we think they're among the bravest people. We cut them down, right? We cut it down 97%. And now I hate to tell this to Mexico, but we're now focused on coming in by land because the sea was tougher. A lot was coming in by sea, with much bigger percentage than anyone would know. It was safer for them. It used to be safe, not safe anymore. But with 97% down coming in by sea, by ocean, by water, and you see what happens to them, and they don't do it a second time. They used to have, they were totally unchecked. When they did capture somebody, they'd bring them in, they'd book them, and they'd let them go, and they'd go, and they'd be back on their boat the following night. So we're doing a great job. In the last 12 months, the numbers have changed in this country like nobody's ever seen before, but 0 illegal aliens have been admitted. And that's made by largely Democrat people. Those lists are made. And I find it hard to believe when I say 0. There must have been some, but they say 0, and it's very close to 0. It's hard to believe. You look, they used to have that certain areas on the other side of the wall. I built over 1,000 miles of wall. Without the wall, you couldn't do it. But I built over 1,000 miles of wall. We're building more now in certain areas where you need it. But nobody's ever seen anything like this. They had plazas. We have thousands of people standing in those plazas. They were built. They actually made them out of concrete because the land was so disgusting and dirty, and it was so muddy and horrible. So they put massive concrete plazas on the other side for people to wait getting in. There's nobody on them. There's nobody. They took a picture this morning. There was nobody on any of the plazas. They had 4 of them, big ones, where they come and stand by the thousands. There was nobody on the plaza, so it's really amazing. I want to speak about it in my speeches. I made a speech last week, which is really wonderful. Wisconsin.
That's right.
And I wanted to speak about the great job I've done on the border. And my people said, "Sir, nobody cares about that." I said, "What do you mean?" I got elected on that twice, actually, because I got elected the first time, 2016, and after I left, it became horrible, horrible. Second time was far worse. What it was in 2020, it was so bad, far worse than 2016. 2016 was like a pleasure trip by comparison to what it became. It became worst in the history of the world. I don't think there's ever been a border where 25 million people came across, all unchecked and unvetted. We should never let that happen. We can never let that happen, what happened to our country again, because no country can stand it. No country could have withstood what these people. We had a border czar who never saw the border. We had a border czar who never once the people that were giving good paychecks to. They never called up ICE. They never called up the Border Patrol, who are phenomenal people, by the way. She never once called them. She was the border czar for 4 years, almost 4 years, and she never went to the border, and she never called up. I used to call them all the time, Paul, Brandon. I used to call them all the time and say, "Hi, how we doing on the border?" "Sir, we're doing okay." But they're great people, amazing people. She never called them. We had the worst border, I think, of any country in history. No third world country would allow people to come into their country like that. So the bill provides crucial funding for domestic law enforcement investigations and combating child exploitation, continuing our work to restore law and order across our nation and to protect America's youth. We're so proud. We're so proud of Washington, D.C. and the National Guard, the job they've done. And we've worked with the Capitol Police. They're great people. I've gotten to know so many of them. Very simply, the radical left Democrats, and I'm going to use that term a lot because they're dumb. I mean, who wants open borders? Who wants transgender mutilization of your child? Who wants that? Who wants men playing in women's sports? They're dumb. They're Democrats. They have the worst policy of anybody. I watched that thug that's up in Maine. He's a thug. And they're trying to make excuses for him. I mean, he's worse than any human being that's ever run for office, probably. I don't know him. I don't want to say bad, but I just, look, I mean, nobody's ever had a record like that. And you'll have Schumer, he goes crazy over this or that, or Epstein. This guy, why aren't they talking about him? He said, well, we don't know, but this guy's got a rap sheet. I've never seen anything like it. He's a thug. I know thugs. I had to deal with thugs. I built a lot of buildings. I dealt with the toughest people on earth. I dealt with worse than thugs. This guy's a thug. He's a low-level thug. And he's running to be a senator, to work with Eric Schmidt. Great Eric will handle him. I think to be with Barrasso, who the hell do we have to be with Rand? Now, Rand would be very interesting with it. Rand would figure it out, put him away. But this is a thug. He's a cheap, no good person. And I watch these senators, the Democrats, and, well, we don't really know. You do know. He's as bad. I've never seen a person like that run for office. And the guy from Texas, different, but he's terrible too. He's terrible. These are radical left communists. But I watched this guy this morning, and he was so bad. He was so bad. He's a bad guy, just a bad guy. He must be laughing up his sleeve when he looks at these idiots going like Schumer, well, he's okay. He's not okay. Can you imagine if the Republicans had him?
Oh my God.
How about if we had him, John? So
Wouldn't let it happen.
well, I really believe it. If it meant losing the Senate, you would not let that happen.
Correct.
It's just a terrible thing. I mean, I watch it happening. It's unfolding. It's really history, because there's never been a guy like that that's ever run for office, and at any level. I don't think at any level. And the excuses, they come up every day. Somebody comes forward with really proven stuff. Even his business, he's not a businessman at all. His parents supported him. Guy's a loser. Other than that, he might be a very nice guy. But very simply, the radical left Democrats, and I look forward to the day when I don't call them Democrats anymore. And I won't, if they do their job. If they want to stop crime, if they want to lower taxes, if they want to do the education, the good things. There's so many things we can do together. I look forward to the day that I don't call them Democrats anymore. There'll be that day, I think, I hope. But they're in Congress, and they voted with the cartels, the terrorists, the gang members, the drug dealers, the human traffickers, the child predators. And our great Republican majorities voted to protect law-abiding American citizens. I mean, they voted to raise your taxes. They voted for men in women's sports. They voted in favor of men participating in women's sports. It's ridiculous. They voted for the transgender mutilization of your child. They voted for all these things. They voted for open borders. So bad. One of the worst things that's ever happened in this country. Hardest thing to cure, because we had 25,000 people. Remember this, when countries, because countries sent those people out, when countries put people into a cartel, through the cartels, they put them into a whole group of 10, 15, 20,000 people that come in. They're not giving you their best people. They're giving you people that they don't want. And they're sending them into and the Democrats voted in favor of that. It's really a shame. And it's so bad for the country. You'd almost think they hate the country, because they're not stupid people. You can't cheat like they did. And look at the election in California as an example. After a week, they determined that the kid who's leading and had all the mojo, all of a sudden he doesn't make the runoff. And then I hit them hard on that, but I started talking about Steve Hilton, who's a fantastic guy. And I saw them say it was going to be 2 weeks before they knew. And I started hitting them. It's going to happen to Steve Hilton too. You got to watch. And they approved Steve Hilton very quickly. They didn't want anything. There was too much heat on him. The only reason he got approved, he had all the votes he needed, probably to be first place. But the only reason they approved Steve Hilton, it was going to be 2 weeks. They said it. And then they approved him that night, because the heat was on them, because they're cheating dogs. And you can't have a great country when that happens. That's why Los Angeles, that's why that state is in such trouble. It's the most beautiful place, best weather maybe anywhere in the world, but it's in big trouble. So we're going to have a tremendous success. The people alongside of me are amazing people. They're amazing people. Every one of them. I know every one of them. They're amazing people. They love the country. They want to do right for the country. And if you have any questions, please, let's go.
Mr. President, you posted this morning about Iran. You said that they've taken too long to get to a deal, and I want to make sure I quote you correctly. You said that now they will have to pay the price. Yeah. What did you mean by that specifically?
Well, we're going to be attacking them very hard.
You're resuming bombing?
Yeah, well, we are. Based on the helicopter, I guess we have the right to do that. You know, they shot down a very incredible, actually an incredible machine. And at first they said they didn't do it, then they admitted they did it. It's sort of easy because we have the bomb. We actually have the bomb. Got very lucky that bomb didn't explode. That bomb was lodged in the helicopter. It didn't explode. It was on fire, but it didn't explode. Those two guys, they knew how to fly, but they got very lucky. And then we had the unmanned boat going very, very fast at speeds that you wouldn't want to go. That's why it's unmanned, I guess, because nobody can go in that. But they rescued. So both people are, fortunately, the pilots are okay. Now, look, I've been working with Iran for a number of months, and they should sign their deal. It's a good deal. It doesn't give them the right to have a nuclear weapon. In fact, it totally prohibits them from ever having a nuclear weapon. And it was just tap, tap, tap. I don't know what they're doing. So they then shot at our helicopter. Very expensive helicopter, by the way, but much more importantly, the two men, fortunately, they're okay. But an amazing rescue. If you ever get a clip, you won't believe the rescue, how cool it was. The equipment we have. Look, we have the strongest military in the world. And I gave them a break at the request of Pakistan. The Field Marshal and the Prime Minister of Pakistan are great. We stopped them from going to war with India. You would have had a nuclear war if it wasn't for me. But they became friendly to me, very friendly, and they're close to Iran, and they worked, and they still are working on trying them to do what's right. But we want a deal that's meaningful. We want a deal that works. We don't want to just have a Barack Hussein Obama deal, JCPOA, the worst deal. That was a path to a nuclear. It's the exact opposite. You know, I like on television, they say, oh, they should have kept that deal. First of all, it was over. It was a short-term deal. But that deal was a path to a nuclear weapon. This is a path against a nuclear. You can't have a nuclear weapon. His was a path to a nuclear weapon. They were developing during his administration nuclear weapon. If they had a nuclear weapon, there'd be no Israel, there'd be no Middle East, and they would have absolutely shot at us. So we'll see what happens. But we hit them hard yesterday, and we're going to hit them again hard today, in case you miss it, in case you don't turn on your television set. And we'll see what happens with the deal. We were really close to a deal, but they keep tapping us along. They keep playing us for suckers because you know what? They dealt with some very stupid presidents. I have to say that. I'm embarrassed to say it. Some very stupid people were sitting here. Yeah.
Mr. President, you mentioned the Senate race in Maine. Are you all in supporting Susan Collins? Does she have your full support and endorsement in her Senate re-election?
Because she's a sane woman. She's not my best friend at all. These guys are. I get along well, but I have some. But she's a sane person. And she's a person that never missed a vote in many years. I mean, she's like had 10,000 votes. She had 10,000 votes. She never missed a vote. Unfortunately, because sometimes she voted against me. But, you know, look, she's a sane woman. And she's a respected person. Maybe a little different ideology than me. But this guy is a thug. He's a fake thug. He's a phony. I made a lot of money picking out phonies. He's a real phony. He's bad. He's a bad person.
Mr. President, are you going to go back to attack, or are you thinking of attacking Iranian power plants and bridges as you've
well,
threatened
I'm not going to
before?
say that to you, but I can do that. Look, I could knock out. We have the most powerful. I built the military with these people approving it. They approved numbers that nobody would have ever thought we would have been. But we built it. gave a lot to Ukraine through Biden. He gave a lot of money, but we're in great shape. We have a lot of storage capacity, but he gave a lot. And if you look at what's happened, when I left, our cupboards were full. He gave it. Now I sell it to the European Union, and they give it to Ukraine for the most part. But we have the strongest military anywhere in the world, and sometimes you'll have to use it. And we have to remember, and when people hear this, Iran very simply cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they won't. And they've agreed to that. All they have to do is they have to start signing a paper. It's fully negotiated. We have a fully negotiated, but they're tapping and tapping. And I say, all right, let's give them a couple of more days. They're tapping because it's a meaningful paper. They know when they sign that paper, it's meaningful. The Obama deal, JCPOA, one of the worst, one of the dumbest documents I've ever seen. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President. When are you meeting with tech executives about the government taking stake in AI companies, and what could this partnership look like?
About AI? Well, I can say this. We're having a meeting with them. It's an amazing industry. It's bigger than any industry anyone's ever seen. We are leading China by a lot. And, whoever leads that is going to really lead the world to a large extent. That's how big it is. And I'm going to have meetings with the top 12 or 15 executives very shortly. And we're talking about giving back something to the public. And if we do that, the public will become very rich, the people in our country, because that's the kind of money we're talking about. And I think they'll do that, and I think it'll make it very popular.
Please.
Thank you, President. I have two questions. First of all, Turkish President Erdogan keeps threatening Israel. Do you think there's a chance of a conflict between Israel and Turkey, and will you sell F-35 to
Well,
Turkey?
as you know, he's a very good friend of mine, and we've worked very well together. I like him a lot. I'm not supposed to say that because the press will say, oh, he likes Erdogan. No, he's a hell of a leader and a strong person, very strong person. I haven't heard that at all. If I did, I'd call him, and I think I'd make sure that things were fine. I don't think that will happen with Turkey. Not as long as I'm president, because he respects me and I respect him. But beyond that, we have a good friendship. So, we'll see.
And my second question. Besides peace in the Middle East, what do you wish yourself for your birthday?
For my birthday? Well, I'll go a step bigger. Peace for the world, okay? Peace for the world. Middle East, yes. Peace for the whole world. Yeah.
Mr. President, there is a New Jersey Democratic congressional nominee over in the 12th District. His name is Adam Homily. He has a connection to the Blind Sheikh. And I was wondering if I can get your thoughts on that.
Okay. I think it's terrible. I've seen it. I mean, he was more, now he's trying to say, yeah, I sort of knew him. And he didn't know him. They were very good friends. And you look at you go back and look at what happened during that period of time. He was a witness at the trial for him. He was a positive witness for him. He said the most glowing things. The guy knocked down the World Trade Center, admitted that he knocked down the World Trade Center. I think it's another one, if you look. I actually think the one in Maine is worse, because he's just an outright pig. He's like a pig. I watched him a couple of times. He's like a pig. That's what he reminds me of. I come up with good names for people. I don't want to stick him with that one, although I think pigs would be very upset about it. Go ahead.
Mr. President, July 1st is coming fast. How confident are you that you'll be able to renew the USMCA, and what more do you expect from Canada at this point?
Well, I'm not looking to renew it. I don't, I made the deal. And the primary reason I made the deal is that NAFTA was the worst trade deal I've ever seen. Yeah. And I made it better, but I had the right to terminate. And, with NAFTA, we didn't have the right to terminate. I had to get these senators to approve that deal. That was a tough thing, Congressman, too. NAFTA had no termination. So, I've never said this before, but I'll tell you what my thinking was. NAFTA was a disaster for our country. The worst trade deal ever made, by far. They had typos in, okay? And they were supposed to correct them. And they never corrected them when they were signed. They knew there were typos. And there's a process for that. You state your claim and, you get a change. They had typos on percentages. Or maybe somebody wrote, and that was for years. They never ran, they had horrible, all against us. So it probably wasn't typos. NAFTA was the worst trade deal we ever had. USMCA did one thing that I loved. After 6 years, it comes up for renewal. I don't know that I'm going to renew it because, to be honest with you, the United States does much better. Hey, we don't need anything that Canada has. We don't need anything that Mexico has, but they need everything that we have. And they have to treat us better. You know, with Mexico and Canada, we have trade deficits. We should have surpluses with them. We don't need their cars. We don't need their lumber. We don't need their energy. We don't need anything that they have. So the primary thing that I got, it was a much better deal than NAFTA. Much, much better. It was sort of a good deal. But it was a great deal for one reason. It gave the right to terminate. And who would have thought that I was, you know, they just didn't want to have it during the 4-year period when I was president. So now they made it so that I wouldn't be president. And because they rigged the election, the second election, as you probably hear and probably know, most of you know that happened, and now it's been proven, and it will be proven as time goes by even more so. We have things that you won't believe. When we release the full files, you're not going to believe how crooked the second 2020 election was. But who would have thought that it comes due in my term? I mean, this was, thank you very much. So it was very important that we be able to do that. So we're talking to them. We'll see if we do something.
Just before we came in here, you posted about Bill Pulte and that he'd be starting the job early. You said he's going to be downsizing the DNI. Can you talk about your thinking
people
there?
have wanted that downsize for a long time. And many people don't want it at all. You know, a lot of people thought it was a duplication. Yeah, a lot of people thought it was a duplication. He's done a great job at Fannie Mae. And, you know, you take Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae. The value of that has increased so much since I've been in charge. You know, I had the right to sell that. And in my first term, a group came to see me wanting to buy it. And they offered me exactly 10% of what it's worth today. And I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to look foolish when they flipped it a year later for hundreds of billions of dollars more. So I kept it. And I put him in charge as soon as I got here. And he's done an amazing job. Could be worth $1 trillion.
That's a pretty different portfolio, though.
Well, it is, I know. But, you know, smart people are smart people. I always say I'd rather have smart than experience, but experience is good, too. I would say this. He's going to be there for a short while we pick somebody else. We're interviewing 5 different people. They're all very good, very different. And we'll put somebody there. But people want it downsized. The senators and the Congress people, I think everybody wants it downsized, and many people, I think, and I won't speak for Todd, but and I'm not sure how Todd feels. But by the way, he's great. I hope you people have given him an easy run because he's very busy. He doesn't need stupid people saying, "Why didn't you get a higher mark at a certain college?" Because he's highly educated. He was a great student. He's great at everything he's done. But how come he got a B+? See, they'll go after him for getting a B+ instead of an A, but the other guy can be a thug. And let him run. He's okay. He's fine. The one thing about him, it's great, because every time they bring something up, he's worse than anybody that we've ever seen. And I hope the Republicans are going to use him as your standard bearer when they say that, gee, yeah, Eric, we don't like the way you dress today. It's unacceptable, right? And then all you have to do is point to this thug that they're trying to put in. So pretty much that's the way it is. He's going to do a good job. He's going to be there for a very short period of time. He will be superseded and replaced by somebody that's going to have the job permanently. Okay?
What do you think is the president? Democrats saying they'll hold up the
I don't care what they say. Democrats. They're not Democrats. They're Democrats. They're dumb people. Yeah.
Do you need their votes?
Then I guess something's going to happen. No, we can't let them extort us. I told the guys today, we can't let them. They've done it on numerous occasions. I said we can't. What we're signing today has been amazing, but they tried to extort us, and eventually, and they were losing tremendous support because they're extorting on law and order, and they can't win on law and order. People want law and order. They don't want crime. And that's essentially what they were doing. And ultimately, they could not take the heat. But we can't let them explode.
Mr. President, it starts tomorrow, and it's
What starts?
the World Cup.
Yeah.
The soccer World Cup, the football World Cup.
Most successful World Cup they've ever had. They've never sold tickets at that level. They've never sold that many tickets so quickly. It's amazing because you don't think of soccer. We use the word football, soccer, right? But you don't think of soccer in this country. It's the most successful. I spoke to Johnny this morning. He's fantastic, and he's the boss. He said there's never been anything close to what's happened.
But because of this success, some people are afraid that it's going to be harder and harder to get visas to come from outside. Can you?
Well, we're working on it very closely to make sure the right people come into our country. I will. I will.
Are you concerned, Mr. President, about the latest inflation number which came out this morning? Could that be a headwind?
No, I love it. The numbers were great. You know what I really love? I love the inflation. You know why? Because as soon as this war is over, you know, I can say it now. Something you didn't know. Do you know we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil? Nobody knows it. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran, until right now. We took out the other night 22 ships late at night with no lights because they don't have any radar because we blasted the crap out of it. We took out, that's why oil's $85 a barrel. I mean, you take a look. Remember when I did this, I said, look, the one bad thing will be we hit the best economy we've ever hit. And I said to my people, I had Scott, I had Howard, I had Pete, I had all of them. I had Todd in the room. I said, the one thing we have to do now, we had just hit the highest stock market in history, highest 401ks in history. Everything was going well. And I said, I hate to do this to you guys, but Iran's going to have a nuclear weapon very soon. We have to go and attack. So we hit them with the B-2 bombers, which took a lot of courage. It was totally successful. We buried it, very hard to get. But now we had to make the second move. And I said, you know, the bad part is the stock market will go down by a lot based on predictions of experts, like 25%. And it was worth it. To me, it was worth it not to have a nuclear weapon. And the other thing is that oil would go to $250 a barrel. It's at 85. And, which is pretty amazing. And here's the key. We just hit today another stock market high. 74. In my short time here, 74 days we had stock market all-time historical highs. Nobody can believe it. The Dow, the S&P. S&P was at 7,000. They said in 4 years, maybe 5 years. It will never hit it during the term. It was too much. I hit it in my first year. I hit on the Dow, it was 50,000 was an impossible number. They said 5, 6 years out you'd hit. Well, I hit it in my first year. And now I get everyone in the room and say, congratulations, but now I'm going to take it down a little bit because we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. And they all agreed with me, Todd, you remember. Everybody agreed. And we took a little journey down to Iran. We first stopped off at Venezuela, by the way, and we have paid for that war many, many times over. And we have great relationships with the people of Venezuela. We get along with them great. It was a great success. It was a one-day war. It was really, to be exact, 48 minutes of fury, and it was over. And Venezuela's doing great. Relationships with the people are great. It's become a happy country, believe it or not. I mean, it's become a happy country, and we're taking out millions of barrels of oil from Venezuela, and then we went to Iran, and essentially, we've done the same thing. It doesn't look as pretty, but there's no Navy. 159 ships at the bottom of the sea. There's no Air Force. All of their planes are blown up. Most of their drones are gone. Most of their drone-making ability is gone. Most of their missiles are gone. All of their leadership is gone, so they replaced it. All of that leadership is gone, so they replaced it. And that's the people we're dealing with now. And I think they're going to want to make a deal, but we're going to find out.
Inflation to come down between now and November.
When the war is over?
Yes.
It's coming down.
I know you can't.
It's going to come down like a rock. And again, we're taking out millions, which I'm just announcing today for the first time. But we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil. millions of barrels. Every night we took out oil, but now I'm going to tell you because they just figured it out. So now that they figured it out, I can tell you. It was very hard for me. I wanted to say it so badly, but I didn't want to ruin it, but it was very hard. But millions of barrels of oil has come out, and that's why it's at $85, $90 a barrel instead of $250. But we have the greatest military in the world, the toughest military in the world, just the best in every way. Nobody even close. There's no military that's even close. I rebuilt it during my first term. I'm using it now. When this conflict is over, Todd said, please go to conflict, right? As opposed to the word war. He didn't like the word war, but it's sort of a conflict. It's a military operation. When it's over, you will see oil drop to where it was before. We were getting gasoline just before it started. I was in Iowa, and we passed gas stations, $1.85 a gallon. And we'll be back at those levels very soon. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Russ. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, all. Thank you.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Now get the hell out of here, man. Hey, listen, even if you don't appreciate our president, he's doing a banging job. And I know I get mad at him because I want to see more action. I really want to see this Iranian regime to be stopped completely. But I'm telling you, we really are lucky to have him. Ask Europe what they think about Trump. Listen, if you are one of the people that learns from other people's mistakes, you are a very wise person. If you are stubborn like me and have to suffer to learn a lesson in life, you are very foolish. So I'll tell you what, I have learned to pay attention to history, and I have learned from other people's mistakes, so I don't make those same mistakes myself. With that being said, thank you so much for being here. The Dennis Herrera Show with me. Thank you, my Patriots. Thank you to all my members. You guys are amazing. Without you, I can't do this. I really mean it. Thank you so much. I will see you all on the next one. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the USA. You all be blessed. Peace. USA is the best country in the world. Yeah. Get it? Uh-huh.